Welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode number 301. Said it that way this week, RGT, because I feel like I can. With me, Jordan, this week, joined by the aforementioned RGT. He's dry January to my wet Wednesday. How's it going, RGT?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm very good.
Are you dry January?
I'm at the moment, but I don't know if that'll last, but...
You've done well.
Yeah, not too bad. I'm not a massive drinker anyway, but... yeah.
Sobered up from the 300th episode?
Just about, I think. That episode was a blur. So, yeah, I hope it was good. So,
I watched Scotty surf Seb down an ice sculpture.
Wow. I mean, I found OG Tom back behind the back of the biffers and he was ill. So I had to take him home. So,
Wait, mate, that's not... Where we did the 300th celebration didn't look like a place that would have wheelie bins. So where was I?
I have no idea. I lost you at about 1:30 in the morning. I don't know where you went. I saw you and Deb's Babs wander off, but I don't know where you went. But
oh, yes.
I think she promised you a late night kebab or something. I don't know, but
I'll be honest, mate. I sat down in her front room and she just sort of like got comfy in the chair and then just showed me her bab. And I was like, well... Is that chili sauce? She's like, no, I don't think so. Maybe a little bit's just seeped out the old bottle or something. It's mainly mayo. I was like, I don't care at this point. Oh, mate, honestly, I was so sick.
I'm not surprised. That was a heavy night. So I think on the 600 episode, we probably ought to go.
One of the strips was definitely raw.
Oh, bit of food poisoning there, I think.
Yeah, there's uproar in the village, I'll be honest, because she might lose her 1-star food safety rating. And if she shuts down, like, where do people get, like, a hot cup of tea or a good couple of baps?
Well, exactly. I mean, your selection is limited if Debs goes.
Well, I'm suffering in silence. You know, the health and safety guy's been kicking around. The food safety guy's been kicking around. I thought he was trying to get a stool sample or some drivel, but he just took away one of my sort of breakfast bar seats. So I ain't got a clue what's going on. No idea.
Well, we're hoping for you, Debs. Don't worry. We'll fight for you. Don't worry, girl.
Right. I'm on the fence. To be honest, I've seen enough people in this village struck down with like, it must have been every night last night. Well, I did go Deb's Babs. The coincidence is getting a bit too...
Well, I thought as well, I was a bit worried because the last time I had a chicken kebab, she asked me if I wanted it medium rare. So...
Oh, I found your contacts in Deb's Babs as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I wondered what happened to them.
Yeah, I was like, a bit of bone or something. Sort of had another little lap at it and, one of your contacts. I knew it was yours because it was the ravey ones, the little smiley faces that you used to wear when you went to Dreamscape.
Yes, yeah. Oh, no way. Oh, well done. Just wash them off, will you? Because I need them.
By the time I realised it was halfway down my esophagus, so,
Well, just keep a check on them, then I'm sure you'll find them.
I ain't seen anything yet.
Okay. Anyway, how are you, George? Other than food poisoning?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Glad everyone's still with us, especially after that intro. I don't know quite where that went. Some sideways piece of law no one ever asked for, but there you go. Yeah, everything good, mate. Been a very busy week, UCP-wise, off there, on air, everywhere, but under the chair. It's all been good. So...
Yeah, been chipping away at bits, haven't we? Now the 300th episode's done from last week. That's out of the way. Website's up and running.
Yes, go check that out. Busy. Well, I think we were trying to funnel into that. Go check out the website. Go make sure you've seen the 300th episode. Yes, because by demand, we even put one up as a video.
Yeah.
You want the videos? Make the YouTube look sexy.
Yeah, get on there. Give us a like. Give us a sub.
Make it look like you care, and then we'll keep slapping the videos out, because right now it looks like a ghost out in there. Audio, great, but we've always been a radio show, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. I'm definitely a face for radio.
Oh, God, no. No.
Yeah.
You're like the sort of, no, mate, no. You're sort of the study that people use for art class, It looks great.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to study me. That'd make you want to give up art.
I. s- What have you been playing?
You stopped
Save
yourself.
me
Yeah.
from that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have started Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
No.
And I know what you're expecting me to say.
What?
I'm a bit burnt out, George. I shouldn't have started it, George.
No, you're not going to say this. You're
I
going
should have
to
had a
just to
palate
prove me
cleanser.
wrong. You didn't take a palate cleanser, and whatever birth this is like the best game you've ever played. In fact, you're going to try for another baby and call it Cloud.
Have I already told you this, or
No.
no? No. On seriously though, yeah, I'm about 10 hours in, I think, to Rebirth. So far, very different to Remake. And I was thinking last night, how can I describe the gameplay in this game? And this is going to sound odd, but it reminds me very much. It's got tropes from the landscape and everything. Reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles because it's open world. This one, Horizon Zero Dawn, for the way that you collect and gather, and you got the, you know, when in Horizon, when you'd collect sticks and stuff, and you'd have the little triangle and the line sticking out to show where things are to collect.
Yeah.
You got all those like that, so you collect sage and bits and pieces now, and you can make your own potions rather than just relying on.
Is that
farming
only in
potions.
this Rebirth section, or was that in the other section as well?
No,
this is like a new mechanic for Rebirth.
New mechanic, yeah, new mechanic. And then because of the open world and the way you go around, it reminds me of Breath of the Wild. It's got them sort of 3 games inherently in. I've literally only got to chapter 2. I've been clearing the map and doing side missions and stuff, and the way it makes me feel is very, very Horizon. When you're in Horizon and before you want to go off and do a mission, you've got that mission marked on your map, but you can just go off and explore, do some side quests and just go off. That's what I've been doing, and I've been enjoying it very much. You start off in the village of, or little town of Kalm, and then obviously Shinra come in to try and get you, so you have to go out, get out, escape. And then you're off out into the area. But even like when you're in that short bit at the start, when you're in the town of Kalm, it's one of the best sort of lived-in towns I've seen in a game. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of people about. The town looks fantastic with all these sort of almost Harry Potterish sort of Diagon Alley buildings, restaurants, pubs. Like I say, there's people everywhere. There's marketplaces. You can listen into people's conversations and what they're saying. Your team, like Barrett, will be in a pub, and Arif is up near the clock tower, and you can go off, and it's just fantastic. You can go in the shops, and it's a very, very lived-in place. And then you introduce to the got the side game, the card game they do, which is, God, I can't remember what it's called now, Queen's something or other, which is great fun. You can go off and play people outside restaurants at this game. So, yeah, very good. And I was, in a way, I was disappointed when I had to leave Kalm, because I was quite enjoying going round and visiting in the town. And then, obviously, we're now out in the open world, but I think we come back to it. But, yeah, so far, first 10 hours, very good. I know when that's a good game for me is when I'm at work and I'm not playing it, and all I'm thinking about is getting back and playing it. So I know I'm on a good game when it's like that. And that, unfortunately, happens less and less these days.
That happened to me this week.
And so all I was thinking about, like, yesterday was, I've got a spare couple of hours when I get home. I'm going to get in Final Fantasy Rebirth and off I go and into the wilderness again. And yeah, very, very good. If you've got a game, sometimes I found with, like, if you're playing them open world Assassin's Creeds, sometimes you just miss them side missions, just get the story done, just get the game done. But this one, I just want to do everything, and that's when I know it's a good game.
Yeah, I agree. There's been some games recently that I've been playing, and it's just been like, no, what's the next mainline quest? Please give it to me now. Yeah, right, go. And you know, when that happens, you know in your own mind, you're thinking, well, if you're thinking like this, you're probably not enjoying it. Or you're not comfortable. Well, what's happening? So, you know, it's an interesting game of question, that, dude.
Yeah, and also, I think as well they've taken remake. Okay, it's a few years ago they made remake now, and they've properly looked at the game and thought, right, maybe we were a bit overcomplicated on upgrading your weapons and your materia and bits, and they seem to have streamlined that now. So that's a more user-friendly experience. But then what would they want us more? Rather than finding potions, let's have them craft potions so they can find the stuff out in the wilderness and then decide what they want to make with what they find. So they've streamlined some things that would be sub-menu into sub-menu, but then added stuff in that was be more enjoyable and more part of the experience, which I think, yeah.
Do they feel like disconnected experiences, or does it feel like you've put down 7 and you've picked up after Rebirth?
The very start of the game is a bit weird, really, because it's almost like different timelines. So, like the start of the game, I can't remember the guy's name from Crisis Core. The main character, I can't remember his name, but you'll get a clip of him bringing you back into Midgar, and the others are like captured, but then you play as you've escaped. So there's like different timelines, which I would imagine will be down to Sephiroth and what he's changing in timelines and stuff. So that's a bit confusing at first, but it felt a complete continuation because that gives you a recap at the end of what you've done at the end of remake, and then goes into the game. But now you're in the open world. Sometimes I forget I'm in Final Fantasy VII, apart from the characters, because the gameplay is rather than a sort of a linear experience. Well, I say not so much linear in remake, but you were in controlled little map areas each stage.
Sure.
Whereas this now is now an open world. You sometimes forget you're actually in the Final Fantasy universe at times. But yeah, it's very good. They've definitely streamlined some things. They've opened up other things, which has been really enjoyable. And yeah, just enjoying exploring at the moment. And yeah, looking forward to playing some more on that. I did try your
U-boat.
No.
Oh, okay, mate.
Yeah. You'll be talking enough about that.
No way.
Cast and chill. So I was sitting here writing a few bits for our other show the other night, Flashback, and I had my Switch 2 on my desk here with my monitor for my recording area. So I thought, do I flick on the idle mode and see what George was on about? So I put cast and chill on, put the idle mode on. Off he went, off his boat. And I just had him on in the background while I was writing.
Did he go back to the dock?
I didn't see him go back to the dock, but I went off to do some bits, popped down the shop, forgot I'd left the Switch 2 on. When I come back, I had 1,500 gold coins. So I would imagine.
Oh, you piece of garbage. That's how people are mainlining it. Because I'm like doing everything I can. I'm going out, getting a little tiddler coming back, get a bit more, grade the rod, blah, 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 blah. So it's been progressively getting more and more. Tip jar, chip jar. I'm about, probably 90% of the way up to the top of the map.
Wow, are you really?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, well done. Oh, yeah, I've only unlocked like 2 areas, so.
Yeah, I think I've unlocked about 4.
Oh, well done.
Not the mainline areas, though, that you unlock within the map. I think I've done one of those. I got one of those quite quickly because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a bit of a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see the other level and then see the depths. So I think I've got one that's got a beaver dam in it.
Yeah, I think I've got that's the second one, isn't it? The beaver
Is that the second one? And then there's another one that's like I've got another one that's like an extension of the river that you were on. So you start on a river that kind of goes from left to right, and it all goes from left to right. But then I think there's an upward section of that river that you see, where you see the little deer sort of poking his head down. You then end up on that section, but it's turned, isn't it? So you're left to right. I think that's kind of how I interpreted the map anyway. Then I've thrown some money in and we've got that little pond that you immediately get on the right-hand side. It's quite nice. It's quite sweet, isn't it? Like, it was my first little open thing from the tip jar. So it was like, oh, what's this? And then I think I got another one further up from the tip jar. I need to get back on it. I was playing it this week. Sorry, I've overridden all your time.
No, not at all. It was literally just an experiment to see how that worked. So I've left it at that. I haven't done it anymore. But it's very, very interesting. I've never sort of seen anything like that added in a game before. I know you sometimes have like easy modes on games and auto battles and stuff. But in this fishing game, I've never seen where you could literally be playing this game. If you haven't played Cast and Chill, like literally is what it says on the tin. It is, you know, it's a lovely pixelated, gorgeous looking little fishing game, and you just save up, you upgrade, you catch bigger fish, and you find different areas. But you can flick it into an idle mode where that'll just then fish and sell your fish for you as you go. And I just wanted to see what that worked. And actually, when I'm doing my work on my laptop with the monitor behind, and I could just see him cruising along, cast that. It's really nice little background and a lovely little touch. But I suppose that is there to be abused by people because.
Well, that's why I haven't I'm not one for cheating, but I did want to. I enjoy this game so much that I did click it on the idle mode. Say like Tuesday night, I think it was. I was away and I had the Switch 2 with me. I thought, oh yeah, we'll flick this idle mode on, let's try it out. And I'd made some of the selections. Did you go into the idle mode submenu and check the checkboxes or uncheck the checkboxes?
I made sure that it didn't have the legendary fish checked.
I also ticked the trophy one as well. So I basically watched him catch and release for 30 minutes, thinking, why isn't he going back to the...
Oh, okay.
So that was a bit. So I'm glad because at the minute I want to be responsible myself as the game player. I want to be responsible for every coin. So when I get an upgrade, it feels a bit more heartfelt. Yep. Sometimes in the game, if they give you an option like this, I tend to drift off because it's like, well, leave it on idle mode for 6 hours, come back, complete the game, because the only thing stopping you from progressing through the game is the currency that you unlock from selling fish. If you don't unlock that currency yourself, it kind of weakens the value of the money down, in my mind. It should do, because, you know, so what, I'm playing with a fully upgraded rod. Yeah, but you need to feel the pain of every sub-menu and upgrade on the way to fully appreciate it, in my mind.
Yes.
So I'm like super envious that you've got 1,500 cast and chill coins in your back pocket, but then I look at it and be like, yeah, well, that's all the levels bought. That's pretty much all the boats bought. That's the vast majority of the rod upgrades needed.
And I think I can understand why they've done it, because I think they've probably thought that the game they're probably, the devs are probably a bit worried that this might get a bit repetitive. So people might play the first few levels and they've added that in to boost the people up a bit, but people will abuse that.
Adding that in on the first map, where your fish are like 5 coins each, to enable you to get a slightly better rod so you can lure fish on that level, as an example, might work. But you're right, the abuse. I sometimes wonder if this game started as a game or a screensaver.
Yeah.
And they built the screensaver and went, could you control matey? Oh, yeah, you could, yeah. This could be a great game. Or was it, it looks like a screensaver? That's an insult. Actually, it's not. It's a good idea. I don't know. Yeah. But the idle mode, I like it, but I don't like it.
I mean, there might be a lot of people that probably wouldn't buy the game, would buy the game just to have that running in the background. You know, people make YouTube videos about the Switch, and on the back they got the idle mode of that fishing away in the background. You know, so
maybe. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I walked in here probably a week or so ago and gave it 8 out of 10, and I stand by that.
Yeah, it's a great little game. It is a great little game. But I think my idle mode days are done. That was just an experiment. But I am definitely going to play some.
That's what all addicts say, RGT.
Oh yeah, I'll be idle mode and all over the place. Leave that one there. And finally, I've been playing. I've been wanting to get on because I got the Tato Collection 2, I believe it was, for my Evercade.
Oh, what's on that?
Well, there's one game I've been playing. It's mainly Tato arcade ports, but there's one game I noticed. This is the reason I bought this, just pure nostalgia. When I was little, RGT, and I used to go to the local youth club. There was an arcade machine in the youth club, which I used to put my 10p's in, which was Tato, and it was Rastan, if anyone remembers remembers the arcade game Rastan. And that is on this Evercade port, and the nostalgia flooding back. And I even, my mate who I used to play it with, I took a picture of just the open screen. We had this sort of magician guy on there, and I sent him that and said, does this bring back any memories? And he came out and went, oh my God, is that Rastan? And I was like, yes, what we used to play in the youth club. I've got it on my Evercade, and he's like, oh, I need to come around and play that. I was like, yes, but I've been experimenting with that. It's also made me realise that one, I'm pretty terrible at arcade games. Two, as I'm old now, my reflexes are pretty terrible as well. And three, probably how games have got a lot easier than what they used to be years ago. I know these are
mate.
I know there were coin crunchers back then. They wanted you to put your 10p's in, which we did. But there's still something. Have you ever played Rastan, George?
I just looked at it there and was actually, I've never played it, but I have seen it about. But what blew me away was how good it looked.
Yes, and on the Evercade on my monitor, because I have my Evercade now on my desk here, it does look very good. I have the added scan lines in. Then you've got your credits, so you use your select button on your controller, bling, 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 chuck your 10p's in. And you also got quick save as well, which you can abuse to your heart's content to help you get through, because it is tough. I mean, you get a couple of hits, bang, you're dead on this game. So
save games are what's just mini save states.
Yes,
is that what it's doing?
You've got a menu button on your controller. I've got it here, let you see. Press your menu button in the middle here. Ding, ding, ding. And then you...
This show's never going out on video.
No, I know, but I'm showing you.
I look like death.
Yeah. And you then bring up either quick save, or you can make your own save state, and then you can reload from an old state. But that's just as soon as you press that button, up, load, and go. But that's what I love about the Evercade. It brings it into a modern world. Not only that, it's very user friendly as well. You know, yes, these arcade games are hard, and sometimes you just think, you play a couple of times, couple of lives, and you just think, oh, I can't be doing with this. But with these added save states, it's just like, oh, let me just go back to that save state. I'll try that bit again. And it just, and also, how else are you going to play Rastan unless you've got an emulator? You're not going to buy a Rastan machine. I mean, there's probably about 3 left running in the country. You know, they're not available, and this is just a great way of playing these games. I think I paid $20 for this cartridge.
What else is on there?
I'll have to have a quick look, because hang on, let me just quickly look, because I went straight onto Rastan. Sorry, bear with me. There is New Zealand Story, Rastan, Elevator Action.
New Zealand Story, wow.
Yeah, Elevator Action, Liquid Kids, Electric Yo-Yo, Alpine Ski, Operation Wolf, another one of my favourites. So,
how are you playing that on there, though? Like mouse controls?
I haven't tried yet, but you can use a mouse on an Evercade. They upgraded the functionality for that. So on certain point-and-click games, because you get Broken Sword on there as well, which I've got, you can use a USB mouse. Just plug in the front, away you go. Hence,
I played it on Atari ST with mouse, but I tell you what, it's actually quite hard. You'd think it'd be easy, but it was just as hard as a light gun.
Yeah, I suppose it is, because you've got to move across the screen pretty quick, one at a time, ain't you?
And you could move the gun way quicker. The ST was like, okay, you want your
got to move that
there.
Okay, yeah.
The guys were like, and the helicopter's like,
yeah, I haven't thought of that. Leave it with me. I'll try for next week. I'll try Operation Wolf.
It just seems a way, like I understand why Taito would put it on that pack, or Evercade would put it on that pack. It's got credence, it's got fans, it's a solid game. But it's traditionally a light gun game. Obviously, back in the days of the Atari ST, didn't have a light gun, didn't have that code programmed into it, probably. it was a mouse game and probably even joystick control, which would have been an absolute nightmare. That would have been like trying to shoot someone through the medium of using the QE2 Foxel with a little circle and crosshair on it as your medium of aiming. Like, hang on a minute, turn around. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
all the meantime, while you're
definitely.
getting absolutely riddled with bullets, you look like a Swiss cheese.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to find that out. I'll leave it with me. I'm gonna have a go on that this week and see how that.
Is there
how
an
they deal with
Evercade
it.
light gun? Because it seems to me like they're leaving they're not.
No, there's not an Evercade light gun. There's, like I say, at the moment, it's more the hardware of, obviously, you got the Versus consoles, home consoles. You've got the handhelds, XPRs and bits. You've got these Hypertech, which is Evercade. They had to call it a different name, but Super Pockets, which I've got, like the little Game Boy ones. And then you've got the Alphas, which is the bar top arcades. And they all accept all the cartridges. So you can, play whatever you want on. Which I know, Retro Ed, if you're listening, I know you've got an Alpha. If you've played it yet, let us know.
He is an alpha.
Yeah, let us know how you get on with that Alpha, because...
Are you calling him alpha or how he got on with the alpha? Let us know how you get on with that alpha. He's an alpha. He's the alpha dog, alpha male. Alpha.
He definitely is. But that quite intrigues me, to have a little it's almost like the old Neo Geo cabinets back in the day when they'd swap out the cartridges, the MVSs. You've got that opportunity to play whatever you want on your little arcade machine. You're not limited.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. I just can't believe they've left like such an open goal of a light gun, because
I think it's because of it's with modern screens, it's been quite awkward tech to get that operational, and it's expensive. There is one that's out at the moment, a Time Crisis gun, and I've seen very mixed reviews on that, the accuracy and how it works. So yeah, the light gun on a modern screen is very awkward tech. I think it's getting more popular, more companies are trying it, so hopefully maybe in the future, I mean, the way Evercade's selling at the moment, I can't see why they wouldn't try something different. But
just seems like absolute gold for them to batch up like Wolf, Thunderbolt, a few of those other old school. I'm not even talking like the big boy ones. I'm talking like the smaller traditional ones.
Yeah, and especially with the licenses they've got, from Neo Geo to Taito to Data East.
Exactly that. They could swoop up there.
Yeah, I mean,
and do like a light gun collection packed in with a. Yeah. No, let's face it, they're going to stretch it out further. They'll do Taito light gun games packed in with a light gun. XYZ light gun games packed in with a light gun, and each light gun will be a different iteration of one that looks closest to one in that game. I mean, tech's hard, blah blah blah, but yeah, imagine one of those bar tops as well, where you just lift the buttons off and then lay down a little Uzi on a Turner as well. You got the Terminator 2 arcade game as well, would lend itself to that. That felt very Operation Wolf reincarnation at times.
Did, yeah, we played that, didn't we? At Bury at the arcade club.
You probably absolutely owned me and then laughed at me and, pointed at the damn patch on my trousers or something. Sort of ridiculous.
Always do.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. So what about you, George? What have you been, apart from U-Boat, has there been anything else in your life this week?
To be fair, mate, I want to do just a light touch on U-Boat, because I played it over Christmas, quite enjoyed it, went back to it in the new year, and I was still enjoying it. Finished the tutorial. The tutorial gets a bit rushed at the end. It's like, this is how you sort your crew, and this is how you send them on leave, and this is how you do that. Enjoy the game. What they didn't really double down on was I'd done the whole tutorial with my crew that I'd never sent on leave. So I'd finished the tutorial. I was like, yes, do you know what? I went to the stores like I remembered, and I bought some food and some luxuries to keep the morale up. I thought, yeah, awesome. And there's so many menus and sub-menus that it's taking a lot of understanding. So I was like, right, so I finished your tutorial. I'll accept this next mission. Awesome. Load the ship. So it took about 2 days to load the ship, and you have to fast forward the time to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine. All the stores were loaded. No other restrictions on my ability to leave. Didn't think to check the crew morale because we're starting a mission. Beep, beep, off we go. Mate, I get like 1 yard into the English Channel and everyone's like, ooh, don't like it. And I'm like, what? I've got all the luxuries. Like, what's happening? Menu, sub-menu, click, morale, boom. Your crew are tired from continuous missions. You need to rest them at home, and then you need your other crew to come on board.
So there's even another in depth to this game.
Yeah.
You have to rest your crew.
You have to rotate not only your rank and file crew, but you need to rotate your officers as well.
Oh.
And that it goes through. It talks about crew morale. It talks about crew rotation. But like you go to fire a torpedo, you're in for an 8-hour mission. The crew morale thing and switching your party out is literally done in 2 windows like that. Bam, bam, back, tutorial finish, you've done great. And it was like, actually, I raced through that tutorial. I didn't actually really look at anything because I didn't realise the importance. Now I'm halfway through the English Channel. I've got a mutiny on my hands. I wish I'd looked. And I was trying to patrol this area, and every time you go under, your air quality goes down and your crew get upset. Well, I was that busy trying to look on the hydrophone, I didn't realise that everybody on board was like starting to cough their lungs up. So I come out of the hydrophone map, and everyone's like calling over one guy. Just as I come out the map, some guy, my chief engineer, just sort of coughs a couple of times and he coils over on the deck. I'm like, oh my god! Surface, come up quick then, didn't I? So,
jumped out of the water.
Pop open,
like
maybe flying there, sort of comes back round a little bit. I think, okay. So I turned it off. I thought, no, I can't even comprehend how I would get these people back without some serious, actual, real-world pain. We'll come back to this. Good God, as much as I want to embrace you, look, you
just abandoned them floating out in the ocean.
As much as I want to, like, love you for everything that you gave me and all the feelings I talked about a week ago, my God, guys, help me out. So anyway, that was the light touch on that. One game I did want to talk about, obviously me right on the cutting edge of game, and everyone's playing Metroid Prime.
Prime?
Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
I was away, was in my room, had the Switch 2 with me, looked in my little sort of collection of games, Metroid Prime Remastered. Yeah, I played that a while. I remember being impressed by it. I'll stick that in. Give it a go. I mean, you don't need me here to talk about a 400-year-old remaster of a 400-year-old game, but it looks so nice. I always had a soft spot for the GameCube version. I think I predominantly played it on the Wii. I had like it's worth a lot of money now. Bloody traded it. I'm an idiot, really. But for the longest time, when I had my Wii U, I also had Metroid Prime Trilogy, which was absolutely banging on there.
What was that on the Wii U?
On the Wii, but it was backwards compatible on the Wii U. So you had this nice little box pack. And like I say, I traded it to get another Wii U game or something. I think like it was like I balked when I bought it at like £12. Yeah.
What's it worth now?
Well, you have a little look-see while I rabbit on about Metroid Prime. So, like I say, I've got some memories of the the GameCube original. Me and a mate played it. And, you know, I quite like to watch him play it. I had to play on it myself. It really is one of those great games. This remaster, I have to say, it looks great, right? It's not had a Switch 2 upgrade or anything like that, but it looks great. And it plays just really nicely. I've been spending a lot of time... RGT is now the time when I review the Game Lab console.
Yeah, we can do that after you've done your Metroid bit, yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Might have to wait another week. Yeah. Anyway, so I've been playing a lot of, like, Metroid on the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy. Really enjoying just that, generally. Just a nice aesthetic, the game, the way it plays. And Metroid Prime is a love letter to 2D Metroid. It's absolutely brilliant. Graphically as well, considering it is a Switch 1, it does look so nice. There's lots of atmospherics, there's lots of little environmental sort of puffs of dust and sand in the air. Have you played Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch 1?
No, I played it. I didn't finish it, but I played years ago on my GameCube. And when I still had the game shed, I played Metroid Prime, but I haven't played Remastered.
To be fair, mate, it's a great experience on the GameCube. All you're going to get here is slightly fancier graphics. Even though I quite like the aesthetic that the GameCube.
I remember thinking this does look good for the generation.
Yeah,
this is a nice looking.
1,000% did, and this upgrade has done it a world of good. I haven't played 4, but I've seen screenshots of 4 and video of 4, and it looks very much. Obviously, it looks better. 4 does look better, but this looks just as good, and it kind of hooks its talons in the back of that game. My only slight annoyance with it is he mugged me off with a one-off copy of Prime Remastered, which I dutifully bought for Nintendo. Then you brought out 4, but you've not deigned to give us 2 and 3. Like, why didn't you just give us a remastered trilogy? Like, what are you playing at? Because I've got 1 on Switch and I've got 4. Well, I haven't got 4, but I could get 4. But I can't, you won't let me play the in-between games.
Yeah, that's an odd one, and you think that would have released that as a trilogy,
Or as a compromise, because I didn't mind the graphics in the first place. Why don't they give us Prime Remastered of sorted? They might as well just drop 2 and 3 unfettered, like they did with Luigi's Mansion, straight onto the GameCube app for the online Nintendo
wasn't
Online.
3 a
players.
Wii game though?
Oh, was it?
I think 3. Yeah, wasn't 3 a Wii game, and then 1 and 2 was GameCube, I believe. I might be wrong. I think it was quite controversial, the third one, wasn't it?
God knows.
If I remember rightly, but I did just look up your trilogy. CEX do it for £70.
What the frick?
But some people on eBay are asking well over 100 for it, but then that's eBay. But
It's on the Wii. You're right. Wow. So only the first 2 games came in.
yeah,
The older I get, the more blurred it is. And that's why it was probably a trilogy on the Wii that I had. So you could play through them concurrently and then straight into. Although, we ran GameCube anyway, so it's another cash grab, guys.
yeah.
On
I've
your
got
way
Metroid Prime 4, but I haven't started it yet. I'm waiting until Rebirth is done. But yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's not a difficult game. I don't think any of the Metroids ever really sort of overload you with combat. I don't think they ever suggest they're a combat game. There is in there, you're shooting the little critters and bosses and bits and bobs, but mainly it's you versus the environment. It's that kind of keep going till you find a room when you get an upgrade and then go back. Oh God, yeah, there was that door. I remember that. I remember a door like that.
yeah,
That was like 3 days ago.
yeah.
Oh God. Okay. And then I like this element of it because you're exploring, but even with the map up, I'm like, okay, so how do I get back to my?
I've always found the 2D Metroids easier because I don't know why. I find it easier to track you on the map than I do in the first-person ones.
Yeah, I agree. The map is more easy to understand because it's just a 2D thing. So you can either go up, down, left, or right. Simple as that. In this one, the rooms are very similar, and sometimes you walk into a room, go through another door out of another section, and then appear back in the room. But you don't. It doesn't feel like the room because you've entered it from a different door, from a different angle. So then you're like, okay, but I've been here.
Yeah.
Have I been here before? Well, map says I have. I don't really remember. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of that going on as you're kind of bimbling around, which I quite enjoy. Like I say, the combat's not difficult. It reminds me very much of Ocarina of Time. You hold down trigger and bam, 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 bam. Hold down trigger to lock on and then bam, 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 with the other one to sort of take them away. The scanning element of it, and I think Prime's always suffered with this a little bit. You kind of have your combat visor where you do all your shooting, and that's your main sort of navigation of the area visor or hood. You want that on to walk around, and if a baddie pops up, you shoot them. But then you also have the scanning visor, which you have to physically press a button for and then look around and do the scanning. I often forget the scanning visor. So I'm walking like, what am I doing? Oh, there's nothing here. Oh, scanning visor.
Yeah.
Scanning visor, look round. Oh, you've unlocked a magic symbol. Ah, damn it. I saw one of those in that room. Oh, God. Okay. Walk back through all the
Back we
bits.
go.
Scan. It was one of those magic thingies. Right. Okay. But where the hell are the other 2? Oh, God. So, yeah, Metroid has always felt really overwhelming, especially in those early days. Like, I just got an upgrade for my gun. What can that do? Fires missiles. All right, I use that on the bad guys. No, you use that on the doors. What? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying it. And it's, as you mentioned earlier in the show, it's the game I've not been able to stop thinking about. And I'm quite glad that I went away, only had the Switch 2, dug into the back catalogue, slapped this in, been a while. Oh yeah, this, and then the enjoyment comes. So yeah, if you haven't played it, I'm sure everyone who's listening has. Get into that because I think you'll find a really nice experience. As I always say, RGT, great game to take on the go. I think that probably brings us to the end of our what you've been playing section. And sorry,
Well,
I've been a bit boring.
we need your review, don't we? Of your.
Oh, you want to do that here and now?
Yeah, I do. I want to hear about this. I want to see
I'm
how
not
great
prepared
this is.
because I'm not currently in possession of it.
Yeah.
But let's go from the top down. So during the month of November and December, I'm sure all of you have got any sort of social media were completely slammed to the wall with R36 clones. The most notable one, the most egregious advertiser in that space was a company called Game Lab. Lots of like UK based people showing you pictures of the console, says it's delivered in the UK. Lots of people playing games on there that I would argue are not running on there, but whatever. A load of games.
AI people with six fingers as well, and
Though, to be fair, the videos I saw, there was none of that, but they were kind of nondescript, undisclosed people I'd never seen on Instagram before. Probably the biggest grifters of all time. Oh, massive listener base. I want one for free. Well, guess what? I rocked up and paid good money because this is the only show you can trust. So, I got the R36 in the Game Boy shape, the OG Game Boy, so the vertical portrait version. Not they also do like a GBA style landscape version. I went with the OG. I think I got like one of the see-through ones. It was like a smoked purple. With that, I thought, well, when I'm checking out, I'll get the online multiplayer pack. That was £20 for a couple of dongles, and then there was a carry case, which I'm glad I got because it's actually quite decent.
yeah.
So initially we talked about the delivery. It was meant to come technically by their recommendation within so many days, and I thought, well, this will get to here before Christmas. Now, I think probably slightly unfair to judge them by that merit because obviously all the delivery companies are struggling over the festive period. So that was probably that's hard for me to judge. But this thing, I do not get the impression this thing shipped from the UK. So the fact it's shipped from China, and got to... Don't come at me, but I love Trump. Not for the reasons that you might think or anything like that. I love him because he's the most memeable dude.
Yep. There's a meme a day from him.
He's the most clippable dude that I know of in history, especially as a president. And people say, oh, but George, that's what's scary about him. I don't care. He's no danger. He's no threat. He's not running the... If you think that any of the heads of state are running any of the countries that you live in, you're off your tits. Right? They're just a token fall guy who's going to be able to enrich himself while taking the heat for some of the bad decisions other people make. Yeah, that's totally what he's doing. Anyway, got it from China. And... Why do you say you got it from there, George? That's where it came from. It came from China. China. Anyway, came from China. China. I can't even say that word.
You keep saying it now. You just can't stop saying it.
I can't say it in just general conversation either without going China. Anyway, so it's shipped from there. So you could argue that's quite impressive. Anyway, between Christmas and New Year, I was quite happy to receive like a little mini sort of tech gadget game thing, you know. And as a stocking filler for a casual, yeah, I can probably say that if you'd bought this for your significant other who didn't have a gaming console in the house, or maybe did, was casual, maybe a gen behind or whatever, or maybe has some, often talks fondly, doesn't have a gaming console now, but often talks fondly of playing Pokemon, playing the SNES, all that sort of good stuff. This is a good buy. 4 or 5 minute blast on this. Oh, remember this. 5 minute blast on that. Remember that. If you're in any way still deeply connected to the hobby, you will find that this thing frustrates more than it rewards. What I would say is, as a Game Boy emulator, which is what it looks like, really, it's bang on. It will do Game Boy easily. It will do GBA relatively okay. It will do filters on those to make them look like a Game Boy Pocket, whatever, and it looks acceptable. My son went away for college. I said, here, take this. Because he was wanting me to go in the loft and get the Game Boys out because he'd got a little penchant, bit of nostalgia to finish off his Pokemon Blue save.
I remember you mentioned that. Yeah.
And it was like, nah, have this. It's better than going in the loft. And he's been blown away by it, but he's predominantly been playing the Pokemons. Now, it does have emulators for Super Nintendo, Genesis. It does have emulators on there for N64. It does have emulators on there for PlayStation 1. It does have emulators on there for Dreamcast. SNES and Mega Drive, you're just going to about get away with it. I was playing Super Metroid, and the game was slow. Really slow. So I remember thinking, it's actually quite weird that we've got this sort of low gravity feeling where I can jump Samus up in the air and like this rotation, and then land.
Dear.
And initially I thought, well, actually makes the game a bit easier. This is quite cool. And then as I started playing a bit more, I thought, why does this colour palette look a bit strange? I don't remember it. I'll load it up on the Switch too. It's probably the easiest way. Up it comes. Oh, God. Wow. Okay. All the colours. Red's red. All right. What's it play like? Jump. Immediately, there's no... You're just up in the air and down. Okay, this sits different. This sits different now. Okay, let's try some of these other games. Oh, yeah, that is ropey as well. Right, okay. So, Super Nintendo, within reason, is about your upper threshold of what you can do. PlayStation 1, but here's the weird thing. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Big game. Listed as a Dreamcast version. And it was, because I saw the menu screens. Plays really well.
So that tells me that the emulator they're using for Super Nintendo is absolute garbage then.
Well, that might be the case. So let's sum this up. Screen, fantastic. Looks and aesthetics of the actual machine, actually very easy on the eye.
But the build quality, is that okay? Or?
Build quality, okay. You rattle the console and the buttons shake within the housing, but I don't think that to be too egregious. I mean, this is always going to be a bit like that. You know, shake your Game Boy and it'll rattle a bit, won't it, from the buttons moving up and down. They need freedom of travel to move. So I'm giving it a pass there. Everything else about the build quality looks to be okay. In terms of the emulation on there, it's a very old, like I'm learning as I go because I just wanted a plug and play solution. I'm learning as I go that you need to be a full-on C:// push my glasses up nerd to get this thing working to its best. The immediate thing I thought was, okay, let's see if there's a quick fix on the internet to all this. They're like, oh, don't. As soon as you get one of these, take the card out, put it in a reader, put it in your laptop, clone it, get like a really expensive card and move it onto there and all your problems gone away. Oh, okay, so I'll blow another 40 quid on this pile of dog poo, will I? No, exactly. Let's just hold station a minute. Because it's a clone, you can't just update RetroArch, you can't just do this, you can't just do that. You know, you got to go on, you got to find the specific RetroArch that's working for your specific R36 clone. That's it ain't even going to turn on. Immediately to me, that's like no, this is not your scene, George. You're just going to have to make do with it. The closest I could probably do is clone the card over and stick it in. So to summarize, they're going to get a free pass on the delivery review because I can't really heartfully kick them too hard, although there is, I would say, express caution. Game Lab interaction, they advertise the game comes with Gran Turismo. It's probably about the only game I probably would have played on it when I found out MSR actually wasn't on there after they said it was. So also check the games. If you're getting it for a specific game that you're quite passionate about, even though there's 21,000 games on there alleged, a lot of them are doubles, a lot of them are this, a lot of them are drivel you'd never play anyway. I mean, who's playing Atari 2600 ET? One thing it is good at, though, is satisfying that curiosity. There were some games on like Super Nintendo I'd never played that were just there, instant access, load it up, play it, what's it like? Oh, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is interesting. So there is that there. The PlayStation 1 games that I played were pretty garbage. The N64 was just not happening, and the Dreamcast was that spotty you might as well just give up. PSP emulation also, which they offer, is in the bin. A lot of the adverts show you playing get your classic GTA on the go. Yeah, actually, what they're showing you there is Vice City stories on the PSP, and you're not moving in that game. I'll tell you why you're not moving in your advert that you've made, Game Lab, because the guy is probably working on a 1 to 2 second delay of input to actual action.
Oof.
So, yeah. So this thing, if you want a throw in the bag, because Rachel got me a very similar one, a lot cheaper, a lot more throwaway, probably a £10 stocking filler, where it was a little bit of a NES clone. It maybe had 50 NES games on there, nothing good, not Zelda, your Marios, your Kaplunk type games, just shovelware. And I have that kicking around just for a quick blast on Mario. It's good for that. This would be great for a quick kick around on your Pokemon, so your save states, all that. It works. It's good for that. I think if they'd advertised them as that, they'd have a lot more mileage. Advertise them as all these things, I think means that they're going to go home to a wide audience, and that wide audience is probably going to bounce off it because they're just like, this is not that great.
The thing is with these companies, especially like Game Lab, next year they'll be called something else, and then they'll drop ship another bulk load of clones from AliExpress or whatever they drop ship, and that'll be that. So they're not really, I mean, they promise the earth, they know it ain't going to deliver because the company will be a different name next year. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah, well, I contacted their customer service.
You're not playing it.
I contacted customer service to say I bought this specifically for for Metropolis Street Racer, Gran Turismo, and something else. And they're not on here as you advertised. Oh, well, yeah, they are on there. It's just that the way the machine has sorted it. Here's a link to our FAQs. I thought, oh, wow, this would be great. Went to the FAQs. It was just a lesson on how to put a ROM on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not on here, and you sent me to basically a piracy website or an idea that I needed to now start pirating 30-year-old games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do own both copies, so is it illegal? Maybe. But then I'm starting messing around in the inside architecture of the console to put a game on that they promised was on when it was shipped.
Yeah, I find with these emulator consoles, it's a minefield. If you want to get like an Ambernick or something like that, which is a proper decent company that makes really good hardware, but then you're paying for it, and then you need to put your ROMs on. Then you need to know how to do that through your laptop or your PC and bits and pieces. And then you start getting a bit more complicated. Going back to that's just why I like Evercade, because you got your handheld, you got your home console, you got your cartridges. The games come, you put them in and you play them. It's inexpensive, it's cheap, it's fully licensed, and it's a way to go. Like I say, yours is. It's cheap, like you say. If you bought it for like your son who's playing Pokemon, it's bang on.
And in that regard, I don't want to kick it too hard because it is doing that element of what it says it will do.
Yeah, the downside is they're promising stuff that just isn't possible, you know, and you find a lot of these AliExpress, these Wish, these Temu consoles will show a picture of Fortnite or something. Yeah, play it on the... You ain't got a hope in hell.
I went into that and I started at the top. I started with Dreamcast. Didn't have Metropolis Street Racer. Right, kick. PS1. Didn't have Gran Turismo. Okay, kick. SNES. Okay, got loads on here. Awesome. Like, and everything, like Uni Rally. And one of the things I did is I went through every single one of the consoles listed, and you can go through all the games and hit one of the buttons and it favourites it. Then you have a whole folder that's full of your favourites.
That's a nice touch.
I went through and favourited all the things that I knew would work on there and all the things I wanted to check out, which it does. Anything above Super Nintendo is like a fine line. Anything above that, there's massive compromises, even if it
Yeah,
runs.
the problem with these companies that do these consoles, they think it's quantity. If we show as much stuff that this can play, even though it can't, that's when people will buy it. If they actually limited it and went up to just 16-bit games and said, "Here we go, this is a console just for your 16-bit, your 8-bit, your handhelds, blah blah blah," I think people would be more satisfied with it. But then again, like I say, these companies are flashing the pans. There'll be Game Lab this year, there'll be something else next year, and they'll drop ship another clone of something else.
It reeks of that, sadly. So, express caution. I don't think the price is too egregious. I think I paid like 40 quid delivered. Right?
Yeah.
And for the quality of the screen alone, in terms of like a handheld experience, it's up there.
Yeah, and like you say, I think if you're a Pokemon fan, you can buy a whole console delivered to play your Pokemon games on for less than what it would for about half the price of one of the retro Pokemon cartridges.
Well, look at it this way. You're going to have to buy Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, preferably Game Boy Advance, because then you've got the full suite available to you.
And probably modded, because you need the lights on the screen.
And then you need all the copies of the game. So blue, just cart only, is what, 30, 40, 50 bucks maybe these days, I don't know. Red, yellow. Then you want the ones silver, pearl. You know, you're running up a big chunk of change to play your nostalgic 2D RPGs. This is the way to do that. With some other bonus games on the side, like Donkey Kong Country kind of ran okay. It was a bit slow. Mario All-Stars ran okay. Bizarrely, it kind of ran the DS version of Mario 64 like bizarrely well. It's amazing how some games are like, nah, like a SNES game's like, nah, dude, you're not. Don't think you're playing this. And then I'm playing a halfway decent version of Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. Like, make this make sense to me. I didn't go that far into it, and there was one of the things that the console does exhibit across all of its platforms, but predominantly the ones that are pushing it, SNES onwards. It's a weird clicking audio artifact. Which, despite everything I did, I couldn't get rid of.
Sounds like a very sort of dodgy emulator or ROM. That doesn't sound great, you know. It's probably been copied over so many times. If
you wanted me to give you a review number, classic style, I would say it's a 6 with some caveats, and those caveats are: do you have these anywhere else? Do you need these games specifically on the go? If you're just looking for a Game Boy Pokemon like emulator, you'd nailed it. You know, get another point on top, get up to 7 maybe. But I think for your general, and I think if you're a casual gamer, if you're a parent or a partner now that's listening and thinks, oh, do you know what? XYZ really loves their old. Remember where you used to be always playing their console up in their bedroom? Oh, I do, yeah. Well, I'm going to get him this for Christmas. He'll love that. Little stocking filler, little side present. So you go round Mum's and Auntie Maureen, you open the parcel and it's a Brute aftershave set. You're like, banging, I love that. Next one, oh, what's this, Auntie Maureen? Oh, a little bit of something special for you. You know what you used to like, little games back in the day. Holy shit, what's this? Open it up, start getting the nostalgia out. If it's a feeder for a wider involvement in the hobby, and the next thing you get's an Evercade, a Retron 5, a Switch, it's a very good lead into the hobby in that way. It's something that you can play while your partner's watching television, something you can play in bed while you're drifting off. The cheapness of it means that if you dropped a real Amber Nick, you'd be like, oh God, I better make sure the screen's not broken. This is 40 quid. It's not throwaway money. I'm not here to say, oh, it's nothing. But within reason, it's less of an investment. So you can be a little bit rough with it. If you want to throw it without a carry case into your bag and go on holiday, it's perfect. Because even if you get your bag open at the airport and the thing's crushed to dust, you just shrug your shoulders and move on. If that had been your Switch 2, you'd have rolled your eyes out. So
exactly, yeah. It's
a nice disposable gaming unit as well in that regard. So maybe chuck another point on there if you're going away for 7 to 10 days on a sunny holiday somewhere. and you just want to have a little bit of throwaway gaming fun on a sun lounge or the beach, and you don't mind if you end up with half of Crete in the charging socket, it doesn't matter. So view it through that lens if you would, listeners, but don't get it thinking it's the great white hope of gaming. It's certainly not. Game Lab, I would argue, as RGT says, are a little bit fly-by-night, here today, gone tomorrow sort of drivel, and I get that feeling from my interactions with them. So don't think you're buying into a Retron or something like that, but you've heard everything I've got to say about it.
Interesting. Very interesting, yeah.
It was an interesting experience, and in a way one that I wish had kind of delivered a bit more, because I think there's some good stuff going on here. It's unofficial for sure, as we are, but it's a shade too unofficial for me.
Yeah.
Just a shade.
It's just nice that, yes, you haven't spent too much on, and your son's getting use out of it, so it makes it a bit more worth it.
Yeah, and you know what? I've half thought. So here's a guy giving it a 6 who's probably guaranteed to find himself on the Game Lab website again within the next 10 days to buy another one, so him and his son could maybe fight Pokemon or something. I don't know. Since he took it, I have yearned for it, but not in any sort of real appreciable way. Anyway, with that all said and done, go check it out and let me know your mileage with the Game Lab, or if there's any other. I've seen so many different versions of this kicking around on the internet over Christmas, RGT. It's hard to know what you're buying. We scoured the very darkest regions of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, and this is a news story I can get behind. So, Lord Barker, a.k.a. Sammy Barker from the immortal Push Square, he's a small chap. But he's wearing those sort of risers in his trainers now. So he's at least 5 foot now. So he's a proper solid looking dude. Anyway, he pulled on his dear stalker and he's come out with this. Sony nukes thousands of shovelware games from PS5 and PS4.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. I've been asking for this since the show started. Sony has seemingly taken action against one of PS Store's most prolific shovelware makers, Thigh Games, THI Games. The purveyor of fine titles like Jumping Burrito was one of PS5 and PS4's most prolific publishers with more than 1,000 games. Many of these were reskins of the same idea, like Jumping Pizza and the Jumping Taco. I think you get the idea. But as of yesterday, all of these games have been axed from the PS Store in all regions. We carefully clicked through dozens of its titles on its official website and couldn't find any of them available to purchase. That remains the case to this day. Neither Sony nor Thigh Games has commented on on this situation yet, but have reached out to both parties to try and understand what's going on. We'll update the article if we get word back. Many companies have built a business out of flooding PS Store, and as reported on this show, every storefront available in gaming is flooded with this low-quality software. Often these games offer extremely easy platinum trophies which can be stacked across PS5 and PS4. I know who you are, by the way, as well as different regions. In some instances, a single game could net you 6 or more of Sony's top trinkets. But while the trophies for Thigh Games' efforts remain on PlayStation servers, the games are no longer for sale. This is the first sign of a platform holder cracking down on poor quality content. Well, the PS Store is still absolutely flooded with shovelware, but the removal of Thigh Games, it at least looks a little cleaner today. Thank you, Samuel, for that wonderful piece of reporting. RGT, is this the start of a fight against the avalanche of shit that finds its way onto these digital stores on a daily basis? Or are they losing a fight in their own ecosystem here?
I hope so. I mean, I've got to confess, I've played a few of these myself, and I think the last time, I think it was one of these Jump and Burrito games, I thought, oh, that's an easy platinum. I paid like £1 or £1.50, and I played it, and that pinged a platinum in 15 seconds. Oh, I'll play the next one. Then I suddenly thought, what am I doing? And I knew what it was. I was on 67 platinums. I thought, oh, I can get to 70 platinums. And I thought, but you're not at 70. But you are at 70 platinums now, but you're not, are you? Because You've just bought 3 platinum trophies to make it look better and a better game than what you are. So take that temptation away for these easy plats. Get rid of them. Let's just have.
You've played
good
this.
goes. Yes, I'm confessing. I'm being honest, and I'm admitting.
How many of these have you played?
3, I think.
Oh, GT.
I know. I'm not proud of it. I mean, this is a bit of a master system over again.
I'm on the edge of sacking you.
Oh, I'm going to have to go quite.
I thought you were going to say like 1 or 2. You came in with. I said, how many of these have you done? In my mind, I set this little sort of guideline. I was like, if it's 1 or 2, that's okay. If it's 3, it's a sign of something worse. And you came out with 3, and I was like,
and then I did years ago. I'd done the Mayo ones as well. So I don't know.
Let's get this out there. I'm giving Mayo away for free because I think it's one of those sort of curiosity. Yeah, I've done it. I think it's one of those
So you've done Mayo, have you?
Oh, I did Mayo on the Vita.
Oh dear. So now the Mayo one's okay because you've done that one.
I always thought Mayo was no.
Don't justify it. Don't
I'm
you
not
dare.
here. No, I'm justifying it. I'm going to because I can.
No. You're as bad as me. You bought a platinum.
No, don't start trying to fight out your bloody verbal warning like this. This is not how this goes down.
I'll tell you.
Mayo is in the zeitgeist of the PlayStation ecosystem. It's often talked about. It's lauded. It's up there as one of those experiences.
Because
on
it was
the
the first one to do it.
It was the first.
That's why.
If you've been through it and realised what it is, there is no enjoyment in there. In fact, it's a lot harder to unlock than you think because you can't just randomly just waggle. You've got to select the different Mayos and do all that. You know, it's not an easy game.
Oh no, that's a proper RPG cruncher. That
you're talking to the guy, mate, that just started the game and hammered the button for 30 minutes and wondered why he wasn't getting trophies.
Hey, no wonder your crew's dead in U-boat.
Everyone said this was easy. My hands absolutely obliterated. I've probably got
just pushed
early
the button
onset.
through the back of the handle.
Yeah, little did I realise you had to keep checking the different things to shake again. So anyway, to me, that's in the zeitgeist. That's much talked about. You can't have a PlayStation and not at least have looked at Mayo.
Ah, okay.
But once bitten, twice shy, one would say. Although I've got Burly Men at Sea. Is Burly Men at Sea...
Oh,
Is
really?
Burly Men
See, this is all coming out now, isn't it? You were then threatening to sack me. Turns out that...
Burly Men at Sea is not anywhere close to... What was this drivel?
How many Mayos did you play?
The Jumping Orange.
How many did you play of the Mayos? Did you do all 3 Mayos?
No, I don't think I did. I think I did the Vita one, and it was during furlough or something like that. And I thought, oh, while I'm sour, I might as well just try that Mayo. Was it not working? Did you do the
second one? Or?
No.
You sure?
Look, dude, I'm the CEO.
Yeah.
I do what the hell I like.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have to hold you to a higher standard.
Yeah, I thought this would be turned on me.
Yeah.
But
no, I have to hold you to a higher
I
standard.
did play these games, and yes, I am very, very pleased.
Is Burly Men at Sea?
No, it's not. No.
Is that as egregious as Mayo?
No, it's not.
It should be, by the way.
These jumping games they make Mayo look like Death Stranding. They literally are. You literally just go for 10 seconds, press a button as quick as you can, that go ping, 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 platinum. Next one. So it's 2 minutes of your life, you got 3-4 platinums, and I've done about God knows how many of these versions: jumping orange, jumping burrito, jumping pizza, jumping soda, jump whatever. I don't know. So yeah, not impressive. I had to delete them off my dashboard just in case anyone saw them. Because it's just embarrassing, and yeah, they need to just take all that temptation away. Platinum games that you enjoy playing, and yeah, just get this shovelware off. Just PlayStation, have a word with Nintendo, see if you can get them taken off the eShop.
Before this turned into a bizarre confessional for both of us, seemingly. Although I still feel, well, message you. Am I a dog? Let me know. Am I wrong to judge RGT for playing Spaghetti Orange and burrito and no doubt a slew of other ones?
Berate me because it's awful. I should be ashamed.
Am I in the wrong for trying to look at the internet curiosity everyone was talking about in the moment, Mayo?
Oh,
Am I?
You looked at it as an internet curiosity. No, you looked at it because you wanted a platinum. Don't turn it like you were doing it for. I'm doing it for you guys. I looked at this for you guys. No, you looked at it because you
I'm
wanted
glad
a
this is an
platinum.
audio only show because I did this for you guys. Stop laughing. Stop bloody
Oh,
laughing.
you're too good at this. You are too good at this.
I did it for you guys. So it was an experiment.
Yeah, you had me believing you when you first were talking about Mayo. Oh, it's the internet curiosity.
It is an internet curiosity. It's much vaunted in the PlayStation ecosystem. But Jumping Spaghetti and Jumping Orange, the third version of Jumping Orange, by the way, they didn't just make one. They made a trilogy of Jumping Orange games.
Yeah.
That goes beyond internet curiosity. That goes into exactly as you labelled it.
Some of them have a decent story to them, though.
What's this next bit of news?
No, they don't.
Actually, genuinely, I want to touch on this. We've done our confession. We've had our fun. I often come on here and absolutely berate the Nintendo store, but the PlayStation store is equal to, if not worse in some cases, egregiousness of
because of trophies.
Shovelware. And because of trophies. And trophies is one of the main drives for this garbage.
Yeah.
And people's trophy collections, achievement, blah, 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 it matters to them. It maybe shouldn't, but, you know, we've all got to be into something. If you want to measure the metric of your success in games through the medium of your trophies, totally cool. It's a great way of cataloguing what you're doing. But
yeah, the problem is you're not really gaming to get them.
You need to walk all your other trophies into the bin with these ones just to get another score. Because if I looked at you and see that you'd platinum Demon Souls, I'm like, wow. If then I looked on your next gamer profile and it was Jumping Orange 3, I'd be like, That first one was an absolutely blinding, amazing achievement, but it's kind of been made worth... An achievement trophy collection of that merit, in my mind, has been... Don't hate me, son. Don't hate me, son. But it's kind of been a bit devalued by your bloody Orange 3.
No, you're right. You're right. That's just you haven't played anything to get it.
No, and I don't want to beat down on developers that are trying to have a go at making low-end titles for a quid or whatnot and put them onto these stores because, let's face it, everybody's got a different budget. Everybody's got a different kind of aspiration to the game they want to play on this platform. I'm not here to dictate to someone that a simple game should be excluded, but have a word with yourself. Put it through some quality control. Can you look yourself in the eye and say this is a game that...
It's not a game.
If you're into this, not this specifically RGT, but there are games within this ecosystem that we brand as shovelware that maybe with another couple of weeks or maybe with a rethink or maybe there's slightly different strategy, there is actually the lines or the seeds of a good idea within it.
Where I think the line should be drawn is when you get games like Cat Quest. I've platinumed that. That's a good fun. That's like a little nod to the early Zeldas. You'll get 10, 12 hours of play. You can pick it up for about $3 and you can get a platinum out of it after about 10, 12 hours. You've had quite a good time with it. You explore dungeons. It's quite basic. So kids can go in and play there like My First Zelda and have fun with it, whereas adults go in and get a bit of a blast of what the early Zeldas were like. And Cat Quest is it's a basic little mini RPG that you can get a platinum for at the end. It's only cost you £3. You've had a bit of fun playing. That's where I think the line should be sort of drawn. I
just want to see a little bit more of a game.
Yes, exactly.
Within it. Now, I know that game is loose because RGT mentioned Cat Quest as a high watermark of what a game is. You know, you could argue Pong is a game, basically in its most rudimentary form. So it is hard for a publisher to say, oh, well, that's a game, but that's not a game, get pushback from the developer. So
Very true.
It is a game. It is a game. Okay, list it. Yeah, but the hallmarks of quality, it just makes you nervous to click on some games that haven't had. And this is the danger. You're an indie developer. You've poured your heart and soul into game. You've put it up at launch for a lower price, like Cast and Chill. What separates you from Airport Parking 5 at that point? nothing.
Mm.
And yet you've got a real game literally going out to die against a mobile port or jumping Orange 3. I think it unfair, and I think it kind of waters down the quality for the sort of startup developers
It's a great way of putting it, watering it down,
to
yeah.
get in, because all of a sudden you've thrown your magnum opus in next to Blood Orange 3, next to Jumping Spaghetti, next to this, next to
Yeah.
that, next to the other, and all of a sudden you just look like a slew. So what do? You got to put the price up to drag yourself out the shovelware.
Exactly, because I've passed on many a games that have been £1.49, thinking that they're Platinum Hunter Trophy games, when actually I've seen them on a hidden gem list a year later, thinking, should have played that.
So in a bid to drag themselves out the shovelware section, they've had to attach a semi premium indie price to it. So let's say they've had to stick a $12.99 price tag on it to lift it out of the dross. But then all of a sudden it goes from a small game they've made that they thought might be an impulse purchase into a game that you're umming and ahhing about and can't see the justification at $12.99. Like you're literally just gating out decent people that are having a go. Now, I'm not here to say that the Thigh Games aren't a decent publisher or decent developer. I'm not here to say that. I don't understand the logic behind their business decisions. It might be that they're trying to build a war chest with this drivel, and maybe then have decided to retroactively take this drivel down themselves to pull the money that they've gained from these cash grabs and trophy messes into a game that they can actually get behind and believe in. But the problem that they've stitched themselves into is they're going to have to release that for $12.99 or more, because they're going to be sat within their own shovelware pantheon that they're not going to be able to escape. They're not doing anyone any favours. I guess in a way, as gamers, we need to take some form of the guilt and responsibility for this, because we've put money in the pot and we've shown that this is a viable route to market for a developer. Oh, they want an easy platinum. Sony will let us do it. Bang it out. $1.99. Done.
I think, and also, like you say about getting lost in it, there's a good example of that. There was a list that was going around of these easy platinums. My name is Mayo, all this, blah, blah, blah. And there was one in there, and it just intrigued me because the art style looked different and looked a bit Picasso, looked a bit strange. I thought that was like £1, I think, or £1.50. I thought so. And when I actually looked up the game before I bought it, it was in the middle of all these Mayo games and stuff. It was actually art students in Spain, as part of their project, had made a game about art to go onto the store. So yes, it was an easy platinum, but it was actually their coursework and they'd been lost in all this Mayo and all the rest of it. And when you actually played it, yes, it was quite a basic game, but it was quite interesting how you went to these different paintings in a museum, and I thought, well, you know, they done a good job there.
To that end, it's not our job to beat Thigh Games, because they might be legitimately, and this is the danger, this might just literally be someone trying to work out how to make a game, how to list a game on the PlayStation Store. Yes, it's been co-opted by us as Easy Platinum, but was it just in testing the waters, trying to get a thing moving on the screen? Maybe he's super proud, they're super proud of that, and they've like, I'm going to put this game out. And to be honest,
times.
They've been rewarded financially as well, though. So, yeah, what's a good game? What's a bad game? I think that's always been a tough one to judge, because your 1 out of 10 is my 10 out of 10. You know, you would give U-Boat 1, I would give U-Boat 8, 9. So, yeah, I don't know. But this, a sign of good things, if nothing else. We'll report back if we hear any more. What have you found in the new sphere to bring to the table this week, RGT? What have you brought for the family? We're hungry. We're starving.
This is over at Pure Xbox. Fraser Gilbert again, the legendary Fraser.
What do you think
Gilbert.
Fraser looks like?
Stunning. There's a little picture of him next to his name, and he's a good looking guy.
Tall, short, round, slim.
Only a head shop. I'd say tall. I'd say pretty ripped. Yeah.
Right. Do you think he could have Sammy Barker in a fight?
Oh, that's tight, because Sammy goes in low. So he's he get your knees. So you got to be careful with him. He could be vicious. So it's be interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is very interesting story.
Sorry, Fraser and Sammy.
Yeah, sorry. If you are listening to this, you'd be thinking, why are they talking about us like this?
I love it though.
Yeah. 12 Sega Game Gear titles will be playable in Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties on Xbox. That's one for you there, Scotty boy, Marathon Gaming, and your Game Gear collection.
They've remastered the remasters.
Yep.
Let me give them some money.
Right. Sorry, my screen's froze at the moment, so I cannot bring the.
I'll do it if you want.
Hang on. Here we go. Let me just reload that. Sorry, technical. Here we go. I'm all right now. I'm all right. Yes, so we have 12 Game Gear titles will be playable in Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties on Xbox, a retro fan's paradise, Fraser says. We are now less than a month away from the release of Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties on Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S on February the 12th. And ahead of the launch, we have been learning loads about retro games that will be part of the package. The thing that's getting the most attention right now is that no less than 12 Sega Game Gear titles will be playable inside of Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Tides, including the likes of Sonic Chaos, Pac-Man, and Streets of Rage. No way. Here's the full list of those 12 Sega Game Gear titles. Many with split-screen multiplayer support. They've gone deep with this. We have Columns, Fantasy Zone Gear.
So good on there. Good on there.
Galaga 2, G-Lock Air Battle, Mappy,
That's okay.
Pac-Man, Puzzlo Kids, Sonic Chaos, brackets Sonic and Tails.
So good.
Sonic Drift, Streets of Rage.
Good on there.
Yeah, the Game Gear Shinobi and Woody Pop.
Woody Pop is banging.
Beyond this, we also know that at least 3 old-school Sega arcade games will be part of the Yakuza Kiwami 3 release, with those being Emergency Call Ambulance, Slash Out, and Magical Truck Adventure. All in all, it sounded like an amazing collection of retro titles, but there is some disgruntlement online that they're not making them playable outside of Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. We can understand the disappointment, but there is also something really special about getting to enjoy these classic games inside of Yakuza Judgment Like a Dragon series. We'll leave you with a couple more Game Gear images. Head over to Pure Xbox for these from Yakuza 3, along with one of the arcade games down below. Yeah, so go over to check out Fraser's article on Pure Xbox, because I think this is... I love it when developers do this. I know it's a legacy of Sega, and this is a little bit of a nod to their back catalogue, but to put a Game Gear in that's playable with 12 games and then add in split-screen multiplayer as well, I just think they didn't have to do that, but that is a lovely touch. That is a lovely touch, and something that, like, for me, Yakuza games have never been my thing. I've never really been interested in them, but this makes me think, oh, I won't mind trying to play.
Mate, honestly, if you start with 0, you're going to come in tomorrow with a massive back tat. You're going to be so into it.
I have bought a Yakuza game at Christmas this year for the PS5. So
was it 0? No.
No, I bought the Pirates one. Right.
You've been a PSN user for a while. I will have a look, see what Yakuza games you've got. And if you haven't got 0, please start there. It's a great... I honestly see it as a game you could really get into, dude.
Yeah, I think I tried a few demos of them a few years ago, and they were so odd, and I just could get on. I didn't know what was going on.
The fighting alone gives you Streets of Rage vibes. You know, it's just got something going along. You've got to let it bubble and bounce a little bit while you fall into the ecosystem. But honestly, you and Mrs. RGT sit down there and you're watching like a 15 series long Yakuza crime drama, soap opera style. And it's got that in spades. One thing I'm excited about this is 3 was always like the bit of a weird dark horse. It was the first PS3 game they brought out, and you know, technically, if you played the original, it doesn't look that good. You run an orphanage without too many spoilers, but there wasn't really any sort of orphanage sort of structure to the game. later games give you kind of like business simulation aspects or gang simulation aspects, that sort of thing. But 3 didn't have that. They've now remade this game. So they remastered it some time ago, and I've got the remastered pack. They're now remastering them, whatever they're calling it. I don't even know. Even I'm confused. But the idea of this remade with the beach vibe, with the pulling your, I presume, and I like to imagine it will be executed this way. Wherever you are in the game, you can pull your Game Gear out and start playing it.
Oh, that's...
So you got the noise of the street going on around you, or the beach where you're sat while you're playing your Game Gear. That to me would be special, but I think it might kind of do a full zoom in and you end up just with a full screen Game Gear thing. I think that's probably how they
there's an
manage
image on here which sort of zooms in the sort of bezel around the screen. But that's like the Game Gear, then with the screen, then obviously you'll be playing that.
Yeah, so when you play an arcade game, you kind of load into it and then it loads into the arcade game. You're not kind of watching your guy play an arcade game. But the idea of being able to whip your Game Gear out at any moment, which I think this is kind of suggesting, I think I like the idea of being able to buy the games. It does remind me of Shenmue 1, where you get a Walkman. You can buy a Walkman, and I can't remember if you get given it or you buy one. I think you buy it. So you buy a Walkman, and then you can start buying tapes. And when I played Shenmue in 1999 or 8 or whenever it was when I first got my hands on it, so I got it at launch, I played this game so much, and I had my own little routine. So I would get in from work. I did shifts, so I'd finish like halfway through the day. Although I started halfway through the night. So, swings and roundabouts. And I would sit down and I'd start playing this Shenmue game, and I'd get up in my house, I'd walk down to the bus stop, wait for the bus, put my Walkman on, and I'd listen to the in-game music. It was not flashy at all, it was just in a menu. And this clock, bus is here, headphones off, get on the bus, cutscene to work, do my work, cutscene back. You know, it kind of had this like real in-life...
Yeah.
like vibe I was living. To me, this gives me all that back. And for me, and, you know, Rose Space Monk, the reason why we like Yakuza is because it reminds us of Shenmue. And it is an evolution of Shenmue in many, 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 many ways. So to have more of this aesthetic in there, to give 3 a little bit more grit. I know you brought this news here because of the Game Gear titles, but I do believe there's like they've tacked on a whole orphanage management game as well, where you need to get better at cooking, get better with your interactions with the kids. I'm excited for this, and I didn't think I would be.
Yeah, I think this is, again, it's obviously their legacy with Sega and bits and pieces, but that's something that they didn't have to do.
Not at all.
I didn't have to do this at all, but they have, and I think that's the nice touch. And to be fair, it'll probably work, because I think you'll probably drag quite a few more people into the series with this, because most people are going to be curious, thinking, no way, you've got your own Game Gear that you can just pull out and play games wherever you are in the game. That's great touch. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, I like that. I wish more developers done them sort of things, and especially with their legacy titles and stuff.
They flirted with it. In the original Shenmue, I think you could get a Saturn.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The Saturn only played like Space Area or something, or whatever it was. So it did feel a bit like, why has he got Saturn in this era? Why, you know, but you know, it's a game. It's all fiction, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
It was nice. It was a nice touch if you spent a lot of time in the universe, and the same for this. So much to be said. Last bit of news here. It's Ollie Reynolds, a gentleman who looks quite dashing over at Nintendo Life. Keep writing the stories, Ollie, and we'll get you a backstory, mate. Don't you worry about it. Don't feel left out, because you've heard the bigger boys, you know, little Sammy and whatever you called Fraser. Sammy's probably a 7-foot roid monster, and he's going to come in here and rip my head off. Sorry, Sir Sammy. In the pecking order of video games news as well, like he's like Duke Sam, and I'm like, I don't know, peasant scum. Anyway, Ollie's, much to his credit, Ollie's brought a story here. It's GameStop kicks off 2026 by reportedly shutting hundreds of its stores. There's a little bit of an update in here, because all the EB Games stores in New Zealand are set to close this month too. Let's get into it. Yes. So we'll read it backwards. So the coming of the new year is a good time to take stock and look at 12 months ahead with a sense of optimism. According to a new report from Polygon, however, GameStop have instead decided to kick off 2026 by shutting hundreds of its stores in the US. News of such closures apparently came as quite a shock to employees, with signs being hastily pasted to storefronts confirming the news. To add insult to injury, the signs offered up to 20% extra on trade-ins if customers head to alternative GameStop locations. Many customers reportedly note that some store closures have left them with few alternatives, with one Reddit commenter stating that the nearest store is now 1.5 hours away. It's estimated up to 296 stores closed in the first week of 2026, with even well-performing locations being given the chop. It seems likely that such drastic action is somewhat linked to the recent announcement that CEO Ryan Cohen could bag a packet worth an astonishing $35 billion, but only if the retailer is able to reach a market cap of $100 billion. This is roughly 10 times its current value at 9.3, so it's a wild target. The announcement clarifies that Cohen receives no guaranteed pay, no salary, no cash bonuses, and no stock that vests simply over time, with the compensation being entirely at risk. It's not a case of all or nothing, mind you, with Cohen's compensation available in 9 tranches or portions. The first is available if GameStop achieves a market cap of $20 billion, with each subsequent tranche requiring additional $10 billion in value, all the way up to $100 billion. So even if GameStop only reaches $20 billion, Cohen will still earn billions in shares. According to a report from RNZ, GameStop is considering ending its EB Games business in New Zealand. Update for you. In the latest update from RNZ, it's now been confirmed all 38 stores in this location will close at the end of the month on the 31st of January 2026. This includes the closure of the distribution centre, which will shut down in February. While numerous third parties reportedly approached the company after the news about the possible closure went public, apparently they did not present any proposals or solutions to keep the business sustainable in New Zealand. The letter sent to New Zealand's EB staff on Wednesday did not mention anything about the future of the 336 Australian stores currently in operation. However, the company says there may be opportunities for New Zealand employees, very generous of them, to join EB Games in Australia.
Yeah, just move to another country.
Well, and also, mate, it's hours away.
Yeah. Is this, so let me get this correct then. Is this a CEO who's trying to up the price by making the value of the company seem more so he gets more of a payout?
I don't know how he could be using the closing of stores to uprate the value of your
There's obviously a loophole there, isn't it? That's making it more, it's a lot of these companies that have shareholders, they'll do anything they can to get the share price, get the dividends up.
Yeah, I get that. And maybe the push towards the end of the year and then the immediate closing of those in 2026 represents some sort of on-book value that we can't even perceive.
And the loss of wages to pay out. So they've instantly gained millions of dollars in unpaid wages because people got...
I don't know how that alone could exist in the ecosystem where this news is published and it doesn't have a downward effect on your share price. It's a nonsensical move from a guy whose only return. I mean, the way it's worded, this guy's not even getting a salary unless he hits these metrics with these tranches. So maybe he's just set his sight on the fact that I'm never going to get to 100 billion, but my first cut off is 10.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get millions for that anyway, so
let's just sack everyone and close the stores.
Let's just roll the dice, yeah.
Because they had opened a lot of retro stores as well, haven't they? They've dipped their toes into.
Well, sitting in a country that has no representation on the high street whatsoever, RGT, them only closing their stores now, and Australia sat with bristling 336 EB locations. We have got nothing here but Asda.
Yeah. Yeah, or independent stores, which are few and far between.
Few and far between. So we've.
But do you know what this whiffs to me of the? I don't know if you've heard of the Xbox sort of conspiracy theory that they think why were they buying all these studios to then go shutting the studios? The theory is they buy these studios to get the share price up, and they gain so many millions and millions of dollars in the share price rise just by purchasing a studio, because they become popular and people want to invest in them, that they then just shut the studios because they're not going to use them anyway. It's literally for that short-term big boost in millions of dollars that is outweighed what they've paid for these smaller studios to then just shut them, like Tango and bits like that. And this whiffs a bit like that. Do you know what I mean? Manipulate the market so he can get his shares. He gets his payout, and you just think, hang on, you've just laid off thousands of people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get myself around the sort of business gymnastics of it, and that doesn't mean that it's not possible. Because there's lots of caveats and loopholes within businesses, and obviously New Zealand and Australia are trading under slightly different rules to other countries as well, because
true,
they've all got their own implementation of their own rules. Generally, we kind of all conform to a similar standard, but there are sort of weird peculiarities in each home nation that we aren't completely au fait with, that this might make more sense in terms of like a write-off clause, or we don't know about the intricacies of it, so who knows what's going on. But if we just take it at the face value as a besmirch to gamers and physical property, this is another gut punch.
Massive.
If like DVDs are old hat now, but if you decided to pull on your posh clothes and go into the big town, and you wanted to come away with the latest copy of the latest movie, you could do it. If you went into town to secure yourself the latest copy of a game on the high street, I think you come up very short.
Yeah, and I think my recent experience with I had some Christmas money. You've probably seen if you follow me on Instagram or on Discord, and I bought a little pile of games.
But yeah,
some Final Fantasy steel books, and I got Metroid Prime 4 and Yakuza, the Pirate one, bits and pieces of that. Now, there was two games that I wanted to pick up when I was out, which was Rebirth and the Yakuza one. But the others I bought because I was just in the shop and thought, I'd like to play that. I picked it up. Now, the problem with online is...
What shop are you doing that in, though?
I went to CEX, and I went to... What was the other one I went to? No, that was mostly in CEX. Oh, in an independent store near me.
My
brilliant independent store.
I'm not here to knock the independent store. God love them. We need them. I'm here to knock CEX.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it's not... You can't even get a new game from CEX. It's already got someone else's DNA slard all over it.
Yeah.
I want a new freaking game. I suppose your options are go to Argos and play the roulette to see if they've got it in store. Or go online.
Yeah, but my point was, I picked these games up because I was browsing. Now, online, the problem is, unless you know what you're looking for,
my
you have to
apologies, you're right.
It's harder to browse online. And yes, you've got the efficiency. You could click that Yakuza game on Amazon. It'll be brand new through your door the next day. But you need to know you want Yakuza first. There's something about being in a shop. I know people are probably screaming at me saying, well, just buy them digitally, RGT. Just go on the stores, the PSNs, and just...
I don't know whether it's an age thing, RGT, but going into a store and seeing a raft of games that you know and a raft of games that you kind of know about, and then a raft of games that you don't know about, picking through the cases, looking on the back, looking on the front, picking up another one, looking on... Oh, that's interesting. Put it in your basket. You don't get that shopping online.
No, and also like Mrs. RGT collects Blu-rays and specifically 3D movies. You try looking for them online. Do you know what I mean? You can scroll through eBay, you can scroll, which is extortionate prices anyway. I very rarely buy off eBay. But going in these stores, which a lot of these around me is two really good sort of independent
Actually
stores.
watching them, like Job in like Lawnmower Man on her own with a PSVR headset on, or...
No, we've got a Hitachi 3D TV in the bedroom with the rechargeable glasses. So she sits there looking like, when years ago in the 80s and 90s, your grandma used to wear them sunglasses that go over the top of your own
I
glasses.
had a 3D telly for a while, so I kind of know. But there are like varying headsets, aren't there, for 3D TVs? The ones I had looked like just sort of like the glasses you're wearing right now, but with like shaded lenses.
Yeah.
But one of the other 3D tellies that was doing the rounds at the time had like this like visor, like you look like Geordie freaking LaForge. So I've got this vision now, little Donna laying on the bed. You've co-opted the main TV to play your latest single player game, so she's been sort of relegated to the back bedroom, and she's sat in there like Geordie LaForge in some sort of waving her hand around, interacting with the 3D giblets as they come out the screen.
That's quite good because they're like Ray-Bans, but they've got a little on button, and then you know when they're on because they're on, and then your lenses change.
Let me tell you one thing, RGT, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
They do not look like freaking Ray-Bans.
No, but all right, they look like Ray-Bans, but like your Game Lab looks like a Game Boy. It's.
I think they probably look like an Oakley visor from the early 90s.
No, these are like Roy Orbison's. These are like 1950s sunglasses, proper Roy Orbison's with the black lenses. And you turn them on, and the lens shades over, ready for the 3D.
Are they shuttered ones? Are they?
Yeah, so the lens change colour as you turn them on. So.
No, I just thought that it shaded one. It doesn't change colour, does it? How's it working?
It's sort of, yeah, I know what you mean. It's like it almost goes like a tint as you're looking through it, when you turn it on, it tint.
Yeah.
Got change of tint ready for the TV, whatever, and syncs up and whatever. And,
yeah, because that was one of my thoughts about 3D movies, is that to achieve the overall impression, the TV lighting kind of had to come down a bit. And because you're wearing the shades, it goes even more. So when you watch a flat panel, it's quite bright, and you get maybe if you didn't, 3D TV was kind of prior to HDR implementation, but you kind of go from watching the flat screen where it's all bright to putting your shades on, and then like watching a more kind of washed out version of the movie. Now, even though it's in 3D and it looks fantastic, you kind of have like a little bit of a step back in colour grading in a way.
You do, yeah, definitely, yeah, you do definitely. But we digress anyway. Yeah, so it is a shame that these stores are shutting, and it's just another nail in the coffin for the high street. And
I think that's the saddest part of all of this. You know, we grew up with the ability to just go crazy in these stores, but like modern kids, I just don't know what their interaction looks like. Maybe they don't know what they don't have, RGTA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't miss what you've never had. So
no.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's big shame. Yeah. So unfortunately.
Well, I think that covers off the news, and it's now time for what I would call we've got some housekeeping to do, RGT. Yes. So the first thing out the gates,
is that community corrections?
Yes.
Oh, so while you're looking that up, then I will just quickly read something out, because when we done our 300th show last week, thanks everyone for downloading and listening and bits and pieces. We had the community drop some comments in about where they first listened to the show and how they got involved. Fat Zangief, you've probably heard on this show before, he put his in, but that was after we recorded. So I'd just like to read that, because he put quite a long one in, bless him. So I'm just going to read it out, and this is for our 300th show last week. He says, I had a long and meandering journey that finally ended up at the UCP podcast and Discord that started all the way back in 2016. Wow. That was the year I decided to get back into gaming properly again after quite a long hiatus. A friend at work suggested I should listen to some gaming podcasts while out on my deliveries. So I downloaded a podcast provider and searched video games. I started listening to a few like Retro Asylum, Kinda Funny, The Computer Game Show. And this quickly led me to finding content on YouTube too. By chance, one day I stumbled across a video of a guy doing a comedy skit video about the Dreamcast, and his name was Sega Head. I started to watch all of his stuff and got to know him quite well over the years, along with some of the gaming buddies he collaborated with. Then one day, one of those buddies tweeted and said he was appearing on a podcast. That guy was Mike Rouse. The podcast was the Unofficial Controller podcast. I listened to that show and have never looked back. In the last decade of me really getting back into this hobby of ours, I've either fell off other podcasts and YouTube creators, or they've just outright quit themselves. I've made friends and lost touch with them, but I can honestly say that the UCP has been the most welcoming and sustained community I've been part of. I know the question is, what is my favourite memory of the moment of the show? But honestly, my favourite part of the UCP is all of you. How beautiful is that? And that's why I wanted to read it, because there's things like that where you just think, yeah, it's quite a proud thing to be involved in this. It is really quite a proud thing to be involved in. And when you hear things like that and you just think, oh, maybe I am doing something right. Maybe we're doing something right. Maybe, yeah, it's the best thing you ever done starting this podcast, George. Absolutely brilliant.
Every now and then, you just get a comment that just puts it all in focus, I guess. I'm blown away by that. I am.
I am.
I read it on the Discord, but you reading it out loud, it just carried weight before, but just to hear it said out loud, it carried even more weight. And I'll be honest with you, Fat Zangief, you're too kind. That's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
I hope that we can continue to make people happy. I think my biggest fear is that I let someone down or let them down in some way. Every time we put a show out, I live in fear that they might hate it, you know.
No, I'm the same as well, you know, and it's, you know, you get the odd comment and where people just say, oh, you know, we had a couple this week for Flashy B, and someone had, I don't know if that was Tingle Tune or someone had put on, oh, I loved listening to 2003 this week. Really good. And you just think, oh, you know, people like, you know, what we had envisioned in doing, what we like talking about, people are also liking listening to that, and it makes it all worthwhile. And when you think we're now become a bit of a routine in people's lives on a Monday morning to listen to us on their routes or their deliveries or their work commute, it's a great
In
feeling.
my mind, I'm an annoyance, and we're overstaying our welcome with every single episode we do. Please tell me I've got that wrong. But maybe I stay thinking like that because that's the show. I think that's what the show is. You know, who the hell are we? So we're very grateful to be in your lives. Super grateful for everything that we've got going on with you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm humbled.
Yeah,
to humble myself further, we ought to go to Community Corrections, RGT.
Oh, yes.
And unfortunately, I mean, you got a verbal warning earlier. Probably going to have to give you another written warning because we haven't done Community Corrections to the point where Boba mentioned something in July.
Oh. So why am I getting a warning for this? Is this under my job description as well?
Yeah, it kind of fits
okay.
Community interaction, yeah. So I'm going to let it slide.
Oh, thanks.
For myself.
Yeah. But
anyway, Boba raised the salient point. He said, I think you guys are way off trying to locate Greg. He's quite clearly nowhere near Berlin. Yet your naming places are in fact near Berlin. He's probably in South America somewhere. He's done some research, though. He says,
that's a good point.
He's on to something here. So he's a Winchester boy. He doesn't tolerate this drivel. Geographically furthest county from Berlin, Germany, is a country from Berlin is New Zealand, specifically the South Island. Here's why. Here's your Berlin coordinates. Yeah, all right. We can all go on ChatGPT, Boba. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He is in New Zealand. Greg's now a hobbit, as far as I'm concerned. Scotty's come in. Scotty's been monitoring the community corrections. Fair play to him. He says, that's a fair point, Boba. I'll venture a bit further out on the world tour. DM got involved and said, could he be on an international space station? Scotty's thinking that's great. Carlos got in touch, though, more recently and said, you mentioned you were driving a U-boat. Would you, in fact, be not piloting or indeed sailing a U-boat? I'm absolutely wrong about this. Now, one thing you've got to love about my son is my redheaded stepson.
He'll leap to your defence straight away.
To me, boys, shield wall, defend your king, defend your king. He's out there dying in the mud for me. So he says, Carlos, I've had confirmation from my brother that you can use all three and be correct depending on the context. Nathan Chambers, Petty Officer, Engineering Technician, His Majesty's Royal Navy. So, yeah, absolutely. He says, that's awesome news. I didn't want George to be wrong, says Carlos. Ginge says, I questioned him on how you sail a submarine, but apparently you can, lol, or George was in the Navy too, mate, so he knows his maritime lingo. To which I replied, I got that excited, I just spat words. I'll be honest, you'd sail a submarine. especially a U-boat, I will try to remember to keel haul myself at the Ponces. Here we are for another bit of community news. The Ponces coming next week because we want to make it super special. And there will be a video release if that makes you feel good.
Yes, there will be.
We'll record ourselves because it's the Ponces. We'll put it up there, so I'll have to make sure that I get my facial reconstruction surgery done this week, RGT. But that's great news.
You might need more than a week.
Wow. You know. All right. Okay. Fine. Yeah. No, that's cool.
I'm just bitter because I keep getting disciplinary action. So that was a cheap shot. I'm sorry. Can I keep my job, please?
I love how you hold me responsible for disciplining you when I have to discipline you because you've stepped out of line. You shouldn't be angry with me, be angry with yourself.
I am. I'm very angry with myself.
Okay. Because misspeaking to a CEO like that, I can let slide once or twice. It's starting to become a little bit of a habit.
Yeah.
2026 is a year I put my foot down, I think.
That's what Mrs. RGT says. I just can't keep my mouth shut. I need to learn to bit of respect. 2026 is changing now. I'm the employee. I do as I'm told, And I feel bad for all I've done in the past.
Good.
And what I haven't done. So I will work harder this year.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think we all need to focus on. What you didn't do.
Yeah.
It's all very easy to flower at what you did do. It's what's left on the table is what's often untalked about, RGT. So anyway, for the 300th episode, don't panic, don't come at me. None of this is real, or it might be real. Send him a food bank, something like that. Send him some old tins of food. Cheer him right up.
Oh, yes, tomato soup or baked beans, please.
You don't get to pick, you arsehole.
Oh, sorry, you've gone back nasty again.
No, just like, there's them trying to do something nice. And you're like, oh, no, pedigree chum, darling. A tomato soup, specifically Heinz. If it's Baxter's, you fucked it.
Well, yeah. But
RGT, you're so far from starving, it's unreal. Community.
Very true.
Community corrections done.
Yeah.
Aside, for the 300th episode, we also had running concurrently in the Discord by the Quizmaster, and I did say to him on text, he's becoming a little bit the saw killer of the UCP, as Digital Monkery. And then I did a kind of, I think some law got developed between us where I said that he was a bit of a copycat killer. He kind of holds you in such high regard and your sort of face mask before you were rehabilitated, of course, back into society when you used to sort of gorge on people's consoles. He's now come out of the woodwork as this sort of saw killer who sets these devious traps around the Discord for... Well, he hasn't killed anyone yet. He seems like rewarding them with prizes.
Did OG Tom refer to it as Buffalo Bill? I think was the statement back in the day for the copycat. Wasn't it Buffalo? Wasn't it from Silence of the Lambs?
Oh wow! Wait, that's why we need someone willing to go back through all the episodes and write the law down, cross out all the bits where it sort of contradicts himself, and put it into a book. I dream of that day. If it'll ever come, I don't know. But the Saw Killer, a.k.a. DM, a.k.a. one of the Winchester boys, a.k.a. I'm now realising that if this is your first episode, you're wondering what the fuck. And George is swearing. I thought this was PG.
Swearing a lot.
I'm sorry.
This sort of new version of Jaded George. You disciplined me, called me an arsehole, swearing. I'm uncomfortable. I'll be honest. I'm very uncomfortable.
Now you've highlighted it, I am.
Yeah. Just when we finish the show, just go in a little quiet corner, just have a little think. Have a little think to yourself. Think about your behaviour, and then maybe try and improve next week. Yeah. And
so I've just had a verbal warning.
Yes, you have. So,
and I never actually gave you one.
No. So you're technically worse than me. So, but we'll put it aside this time. But next time I won't be so lenient.
I just every now and then, as the founder, want to feel like I'm on the up. But you keep crushing me down.
Yeah, I'll make sure we keep that on a level.
I think that's where the anger comes
You
from.
need to slow down there, fella.
There's where the swear words come from.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry, carry on. 300th.
We're building into something. I think we're building into something big. Yes, of course we were. So we have the Digital Monkery has woven together quite the quiz within the show. You had to find these different letters from different games that had been dropped within the Discord randomly. Some of you picked up on this, little super sleuths, and you were straight to it. Now, once all that was complete, you were then had to be the first to work out what the letter spelt and to reveal now. It's an anagram of an episode, and the episode was Trestles of New York.
Ooh, very well done, that.
If you're able to get those letters together, arrange them, we've had lots of entries, but the first correct entry was Carlos, the One Man George fan club. Kind of like the way that's worked out. So well done, mate. Digital Monkery is going to be contacting you to organise the sending of your special prize. And I have to say to Digital Monkery, the package he put together for the 300th episode prize is absolutely banging. There's nods to the law. There's some sort of show bits and bobs in there. There's stickers. There's a copy of G1 Jockey from memories.
Counterfeit nappies.
There's
for some reason a pair of pants with my face plastered all over them.
I didn't want to go there. I've gone there. So there's some RGT pants.
No, they will be one-offs.
Unless obviously people want them, and in which case I will sell your innocence. I will sell your innocence online.
You've sold me enough online.
I don't know. It looks the other way around at the minute. So congratulations to Carlos. Consider this your written warning.
Wow.
This next part is your written warning. So the next one in very quickly was Tingle Tuner. I want him to get a T-shirt because he came so close. He smattered up the side of Carlos. So, yeah. So
if you want some limited artwork, or if you'd like a special one, or 300th episode artwork, let us know.
No. He can't have that. He's getting that already.
Yeah, but I mean, if he wants it on a T-shirt.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So, but I will contact you, Tingle Tuner, and let me know whatever artwork you would like that's in the download section, or if you'd like some, some history artwork or some back catalogue, whatever. I can do it. So I will contact you, and you can.
Okay. So congratulations to Carlos. Well done for sleuthing all that together. Congratulations to Tingle Tuner for coming in close second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to everybody else. You were either a lot
thanks
later
for taking part,
or didn't quite get the right answer. So thank you for taking part. Keep tuned in because there's always going to be lots of different ways to.
And do you know what I loved about this as well?
What's that?
Digital Monkery come up with this idea to do this, which is a very unique but brilliant idea. Got us all involved, us presenters, right? And then said, right, here he worked out very well. Here's your letters, right? We didn't announce this on our Discord at all.
No.
In random sections on the Discord, every now and then we just dropped random letters in, and I just loved seeing people start talking. Does anyone else notice these random letters just appearing in the is there a problem with the Discord? And then all the rumours started as to what it was, and then to a point where I got a DM from Carlos. What are these letters? Do they have to be made up to someone? Do we have to work something out? And I just done a little gif of someone just zipping their lips shut. And he was like, right, okay, I get you. And then it was just everyone trying to work out what these letters were and what words and chatting away. Great idea, DM. Absolutely brilliant.
Perfect.
Maybe really good. And thanks for doing the prizes as well. The package you put together is superb. Absolutely
so good.
Well done.
Thank you to Digital Monkery for that, and thank you to everyone that got involved and played.
Yep.
Congratulations to the winners. Commiserations to the people that didn't quite get there. But as I say, we are a very generous show. Keep having a go. There's lots to win. There'll be plenty to win, and don't forget, if you subscribe, you're about to get yourself your 300th episode artwork as well, RGT. So
yes,
that's all good and sexy news. I think that draws to an end the community corrections.
It does. Can I just quickly jump in? And this will be already sorted by now. But if you've heard me talk on the show about our RGT to the past that I do with Fat Zangief, basically our Gen 7 games. We basically go back and we're either me and Zangief have got.
What's the latest vote? Just publicise that on air. Let's get stuck into it so we can chuck some words in against it.
So basically, we vote on a Gen 7 game to play. We put 4 out there every now and then, and just let the community decide what we're going to play. At the moment, it's 4 games on the vote. It is Arkham Origins. It is Bayonetta. It is Driver San Francisco, and it is Sleeping Dogs. As of this being recorded, this would have already been settled because it's a 24-hour vote. So at the moment, like I say, of recording, Sleeping Dogs is winning by quite a margin at the moment. So
good.
So, and then
for research for the show, I played Driver San Francisco, and I know it's one of your hidden gems, but
it's a very unique game. That's why I wanted to go back and play it. It's not quite that bad.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's not that bad. It's a very unique game.
The interaction. It's a very unique game. It's doing lots of things that are way ahead of its time. It's doing hot swapping. It's doing this. It's doing that. I just don't know whether it... And I can appreciate it for its technical prowess. I just don't know from a gameplay point of view whether it sticks the landing.
No, but I think if you're into driving games and you're into sort of story narrative games, I think it's something to go back and play if you haven't, because it was quite unique.
There's some fun bits, like from the concept where you jump into someone else's body and then you continue a conversation that they were having with their partner and things like that are like kind of cool. But I think the talking heads that appear on the left and right hand side of the screen
but don't forget this I will defend myself a bit. This was a hidden gem that you made me pick blind off a shelf, so I did have to sort of try and
I read that on the hidden gem section of the website. It was like, this is bad for a random pick out of thin air. I was like, ugh. To be honest, no, it's not. It's a half decent game, and I think you'll get some good mileage out of it. But I'm glad Sleeping Dogs won, because it's by far the better game.
But I did have also a question from Captain Scarlet this week. He said, can he join in with a Gen 7 playthrough games we're playing on his PC? Because you can. We had Dead Space win the other few months ago. People were playing the PS5 version or the Xbox Series X version. The remake, that's fine. Just, we're not strict on rules. If there's a remaster or remake, or if you're playing it on an emulator, or if you're playing it on a PC or a Steam Deck, just join in. See what you think of the game. Everyone just join in.
We're not here to judge anyone. We just want everyone to have a nice time. It's just games
from that era. If you've got a PS3 and a 360, by all means, play it on there. You'll get the original experience. If you haven't, play it on your PC, play it on Steam, play it on whatever. Just enjoy it. Everyone join as much as you can. But so I'm not sure what you lot will know now what the winning game is. I don't, but I would imagine it's probably going to be Sleeping Dogs, but it would have been on the
It better be.
by now. So,
has anyone voted for San Francisco?
One.
Report to me.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Okay, well that's good news. That's nice to see. I like that. I've watched that on the periphery, and obviously the episode that you did, really enjoyed it. So it's nice to see a check back in on that.
Yes.
Some interesting games as well. So.
Yeah, we've got some big lists, and like I say, they're games we've either wanted to go back and replay, hence we did GTA 4 as our first one, or there's games that we haven't played, and this gives you that a little bit of a nudge and a push to go and play them. So we've got lists, we've got everything from Portal 2 to, Half-Life 2. There's loads of stuff on there. So, but we'll keep voting every couple of months and join in. There's a little section on Discord. So if this is your first time, join the Discord, jump onto RGT in the past, tell us what you think of the game we're playing. Are you enjoying it? What you're playing it on? And join in with the playthrough. So
lots of extracurricular activity going on behind the scenes. If you want to get involved, awesome. If you don't, do what I do, stand on the periphery and just look at them.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Is that all of our community corrections and business podcast business done?
I think we're about there with those. So
Okay, well, it's time to, as we always say, the show will be free. It will always be free. But if you want to support the show, get in from as little as $3, instantly get yourself a t-shirt. That's a Georgie promise. So there is no better way of getting yourself decked out in gaming merch than just supporting the show that you love. So feel free to jump on there. There's a link on the website. There's a link on the bottom of all the audio shows, and there may even be a link on the YouTube. Just click that. It'll take you to Buzzsprout. Nice, clean, simple, secure transaction page hosted by our podcast provider, where you can key in some details and support us from as little as $3 a month. That's probably about £2.40, which in this day and age is damn near throwaway money. All right, so throw it at us. We'd be very grateful, and you get a t-shirt worth probably 6 months worth of subscription.
Yeah.
Straight out the gate, awfully generous.
Yeah,
we're like one of those sort of CD collector clubs that you used to see on the back of the Radio Times RGT, if I'm being honest. Somewhere on my phone, though, I have a list of the people that do support us. You probably sent it to me on WhatsApp because you're that kind of cat. You did. So these people support us. One of the perks is that you get it read out on the show. Tell me about some of the other perks, RGT, you get from supporting this awesome show.
Well, like I say, it starts from your $3. You get read out in the show. You get access to a Zoom chat, and you also get access to the Unglorious section on the Discord.
Currently, you're going to get yourself one free T-shirt.
Yes, and as our offer is currently at the moment, that you get your one free T-shirt just from signing up. We did change the tiers. Reason being, we thought it was better that you got access to all the interactive stuff from the get-go. So you got your name read out, you got the Unglorious chat, and you got the Zoom meetup. So you get access to that. Then your perks going forward after that is, if you go to $5, you get those 3 and a piece of yearly art merch. If you go to $8, you get those 4 plus a yearly art merch mug. Then if you do go to the $10, you get all those 5 plus a yearly art merch t-shirt. So if you're top tier, you get all the free socials, plus you get artwork, you get mug, you get t-shirt. So, and
who the hell's organising this? Because this sounds insanely complicated.
No, it's not complicated at all.
Are you looking after this?
Yes, it's not complicated. That's you struggling with that.
Wow. Okay.
Everyone gets the social sides of it. Read out in the show. You're on the Discord group chat, and you get the yearly, and you get the quarterly Zoom meetup. And after that, it goes art merch. After that, it goes art merch and art mug. After that, it goes art merch, art mug, and t-shirt. So you get more for what you pay. There you go. Done. Boom. In. Out. Shake it all about.
Butcher, baker,
Candlestick maker. Right.
Candleman.
Right.
What did you just say?
Candlestick maker.
Why did you say that?
I think that's how the song goes, isn't it?
Whatever.
Right, let's get on with this list then. We will start off with the wonderful and the guy who managed to launch our website, Captain Scarlet. So yeah, don't forget to check the website out. We've now having Flashy B added to that as well, which is superb. It's looking really good and growing by the day. The
do you,
website.
As a subscriber, do you listen to Flashy B? Please let us know. And if you do you want to see some form of unlock for Flashy B from within the support page? I don't know. Let us know, because at the minute we haven't really pushed Flashy B merch. We haven't really done any of that. So yeah, let us know if you want to see the Flashy B logo on a t-shirt. Did we put that in the download section?
We haven't. No, I'll have a chat with Captain Scarlet, because he's done some great artwork and bits and pieces that we could chuck in. So even like Tingle Tuner, if you've got your t-shirt coming in just second place in the 300th episode competition. If you want a Flashy B t-shirt, we'll give you a Flashy B t-shirt. So
first person to have a Flashy B t-shirt. I don't even have one.
Yes. So me
nice.
neither. So if that's sort of what I know it's early days for the show, but if it's something you're interested in, let us know. So yes. Anyway, thank you, Captain Scarlet.
Yeah, whether we have some sort of, maybe Flashy B gets like its own flow at one point in time. But maybe for now, if you're into the show and you want to get into it, maybe we just attach them into one of the unlock bits where they get some sort of. We'll work on that. We'll workshop that. RGT. We'll work on that.
No problem.
So yeah, sorry to interrupt the UCP business meeting with the with the supporter readout. Up next, a very talented man, a man that really has no caveats to his personality at all, and is incredibly talented and amazing, and has produced us a really great short for Flash UB. Go check it out. It's Retro Ed, legend.
And also, Retro Ed, I do believe you're going to the Bristol Gamer Market, which I might be going to as well. So there could be a few on a road trip going there. So I think DM's going, and maybe a few others. So if we can get a few of us to go, that'd be brilliant. So yes, I'll let you know on that, Retro Ed.
I don't know why, but when you said on a road trip, I suddenly got the thought of, is it P.R. Noir on a retro trip? He's been on YouTube for like 4,000 years. He used to have like a Dreamcast collection, or I just made that up.
Don't know if I know him.
Community corrections. Okay. Did you?
You done Retro Ed. So next up we have the One Man George Fan Club, which is the current champion of the 300 episode competition.
Reigning and undefeated.
Yeah, it is.
And never will be beaten. We can't do another 300 shows unless we get there with Flashy B. Up next, a man who will guarantee you. No, don't go down that road. Don't go down that road. Don't go down that road.
Don't do it to me, please. Don't do it to me, please. Because you'll be doing the rest of the readouts on your own if you do that. Please don't. Please don't. You're going to do it, aren't you? Oh,
man is just going to guarantee you a great return on your investments. Check him out on X. It's firm returns.
Thank you. Next up, we have the wonderful Trestles of New York, which is also our... what, anagram, would you say, from the...
Yeah, analgram. Yeah, absolutely.
From our competition, so thank you, Trestles.
Up next, a man who makes Kiryu himself bob his pants because he's bedecked in more Japanese gang tats.
He is looking cool with them Yakuza tattoos, isn't he?
I tell you what, he has got one hell of a pain threshold.
Yeah.
He's literally bedazzled in them. They look amazing. He looks super cool. Like, honestly, you've got some balls there, boy, and I'm a bit envious. Because I am not that brave. Fair play to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rose Space Monk. Next up, we have the wonderful Bada Binkster.
Stand me bene, Bada Binkster.
Yeah,
stand me
as
bene.
Always. Bless him. He messaged me the other day because now I know I've said this a lot, but I am updating the hidden gems, and he was straight away. What? Like I said, I am updating the hidden gems, and straight away he was. Let me know when you want your artworks. I'll get you. He does all the little covers, and he puts.
He does great job.
Brilliant.
They look great on the website.
Yes, and I've actually and the reason I haven't been updating them is because all my hidden gems are on my iPad, of which which is an old iPad, and I've lost the charger. But I found it now; it is charged up, so I'll be
RGT, yeah.
Yes, so
he's like the Lone Ranger.
Not this week.
Riding on down.
But thank you, Bada Binkster. Just leave him singing in the background.
To me.
Who we got next?
I just miss it. It's my favourite section of the show. I don't get angry. It's because I just want it.
You always get angry when you want it.
I know. You did Bada Binkster, and I said Stammy Bene. So that means I get Tingle Tuna coming in second place, but number one in our eyes. I don't know, because now it's Carlos.
Where you go? Yeah, poor Carlos. No, not in my eyes, Carlos. You won. Yeah, sorry about George.
No. You're supposed to be nice to everybody.
Yeah, you might want to, rethink your one-man fan club there, but RGT's fan club is always up for new members, so... Yeah.
Oh, guys, don't, because barely anyone on the show likes it anyway.
I know, but they're nests of your own making.
No, it's not. It can't be.
Next up...
Thank you, Tingle Tuna.
Thank you, Tingle Tuna. Yes, next up we have the wonderful... he's one half of them goddamn Winchester boys.
I wish I'd never come up with this law.
I know. I'm saying this when I'm out on the range now as well. Yes, it's Digital Monkery, and thank you for all your hard work with the competition. I know we said this before, and with your challenge accepted and bits and pieces, which, if you're interested in, is Blast Corps on the N64 this month. Highest score on the first level. So if you want to get involved with that, it's on the Switch as well, I believe, on the Switch Online.
Yes, it is on Switch
so
Online.
You can play it on there, or if you want to play on the original hardware. So, yes, it's Blast Corps for this month's challenge accepted. So thank you, Digital Monkery.
Thank you. Up next, I get the legendary ball border.
Yes, thank you very much, mate. Then we have the other half of the goddamn Winchester boys. It's Boba. Thank you very much, Boba.
But the sad thing is, I realise I'm about to have my redheaded stepson, and take that in any way you want. But that does leave me, I think that leaves me co-opted into the Zangief. So let's start here. He's an appropriate adult, as am I, nor are we blood related. So it's totally fine for me to say that my red-headed stepson is a beautiful, sexual man. Hung like a raging bull. But he has the intelligence to execute this violence in the most professional way.
And who's that?
It's Ginge.
Okay.
I thought everyone knows that now.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
What part of that is tricky? I just saw right at the corner of my eye, you get triggered. I was like, oh, what did I say that was particularly egregious? Probably all of it, but yeah, who's next?
It's you, because normally when you start saying things like sexual and violent, I'm just wondering what's coming next, so I'm preparing myself by trying to...
Normally you.
Probably. Next up, we have the wonderful Lord of Darkness himself. It is Harvey Retro. Thank you very much, as always. Come on, George, pull yourself together. Who we got next?
The legendary icon of the show has done more to push the show worldwide than anybody else.
Yeah.
Well, as much as what am I doing? Take me off there. Emma Sharp's not on the apps, but she's in the Discord and she supports the show, and I couldn't ask for a better supporter.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Then we have part of the discussion we had earlier, which is we were obviously too near to Berlin when he was nowhere near Berlin.
Greg never said anything though. Like, he's totally fine, but obviously community corrections, they're like, oh, actually, he's not there. But maybe the fact that he stayed quiet means he's like, oh, crikey, they're really close to finding me. I said I'm nowhere a bit near Berlin, but I actually have hidden in Berlin.
Double bluff.
Well, with a name like that, you've got to look a little bit between the lines. You don't
really want to go further away. You want to go closer. So,
yeah.
Brilliant.
He lives in the Reichstag, baby.
Yep. Brilliant.
Up next,
thank you very much, Greg.
I'm getting all the bad turns this time round because I get to have Mumsy. So thank you, Mumsy, for what you've done.
Thanks, Mumsy. And I get the wonderful RGT fan club. Thank you very much, Mum and Dad. $10 out of your pension a month. That's not easy.
Which means I get Pete Brocklehurst, who this week clicked his fingers and ruptured an old man's neck in Mongolia.
Wow. He's powerful, that guy, isn't he?
He is.
I tell you, you are powerful, Pete. And my favourite one to get in the Discord, in the subs list in the Discord, is because I get Billy Marmite, which means, thank you, Billy, by the way, which means it's time you Zangief, boy.
The danger is I now know how this rolls. And all right, what Zangief do you need?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go quite basic this week, and I'm going to be on point and on subject this week. So I want you to Zangief. So on the fat part of Fat Zangief, you are unwrapping your Game Lab Game Boy. You turn it on. You see there's Dreamcasts there. You see there's Super Nintendo there. You're getting very excited. You're thinking, oh, might be able to pay a bit of Shenmue on this bad boy. Then you start Metroid at 1 frame per second, and that's when you Zangief. So I want that pitch of excitement in a complete and utter lackluster finish. Away we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hang on. I need a prop.
Wow.
Is the
Oh,
box
see what you mean.
unwrapping? Is the box unwrapping on air, or are you saying that that's all happened? So I'm kind of excited, but now
You're now
clicked
just
on it.
sliding it out of its packaging, which I would imagine was probably just some half-beaten old bubble wrap.
No, it was actually okay. So the unboxing thing was actually probably quite good. I was like
wow.
intrigued. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is better than I thought. And screen. Oh. Okay, so I'm ready for action when you
So
are.
remember, excitement, Dreamcast, excitement, Shenmue, excitement, Super Nintendo, excitement. You put Metroid on, 1 frame per second. Dribble.
Don't do that face on air again. That
Sorry.
last little gurney thing that you did.
Yeah,
Give me a minute to collect myself now.
Sorry, yeah. I nearly just cut my jaw.
You fucking That's what I saw. I was like, what the hell's that? Looks like a snake trying to eat an egg.
Yeah, that was a proper 1950s gurning competition in.
Oh. Mate, it looked like the exit queue of Dreamscape at about 4 a.m.
Now, I'll tell you what I look like. I look like Crichton trying to say Smeghead.
It's just not what I saw. Okay. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes. Come on, I'm ready.
Zan.
Wow, I think this could be the best one yet.
Finished.
Oh, okay. God, such a diva. I like how you finished on a cry. That was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Just this sad, pathetic gamer, so disappointed, just sits there and cries out his disappointment at this absolute piece of crap he's just bought.
Thanks for your support, Fat Zangief.
Yeah, thanks, Fancy Geef. Yeah, so that's the subs list. So thanks to everyone for that.
Thank you.
As always, brilliant.
Genuinely, we muck about, and we try not to, but we can't help ourselves. So we hope that you're okay with it. If you're not, in any way, you tell us. We'll be scrubbed from the show. We'll just get your name, please.
And yeah, we do try not to mess about, but you know, we get left in a room to record for 2 hours, and
dude, I'm just involved.
We become 13-year-olds.
Yeah,
so.
I think they know after 300 episodes that so it's going to be Danger Zone.
Oh yes, yes.
Anyway, that brings us here. So the clever people know that the last thing I need to ask you is what you're hoping to play.
Obviously, FF7 Rebirth. That'll be chugging away in the background. Going to put more hours into that. Just absolutely loving it. I will be playing more of my Evercade. I've got the Taito collection to play more of. I've got the Neo Geo free carts to play. I've also bought. I thought I'd buy this one because you'd probably know a little bit about this, George. They done I think it's now on other platforms, but it was originally released and made for the Evercade, which was Full Void, which I think is a bit of a modern sort of, almost sort of platformer, flashback sort of game.
I've seen this kicking around. I'll tell you what, it gave me, is it Blackthorn vibes? Have I made that up?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's a lovely art style and that, and I thought these sort of games that are probably almost exclusive to the console. I don't think they are now. I think you can buy it elsewhere, but the cartridge itself as a physical piece of media is still around $12-15. So I've bought that. I've got that on the way to play. So I'm looking forward to playing Full Void on the Evercade. And some more cast and chill, but not in idle mode. I should be playing that, just relaxing at my desk, get the old gaming chairs laid back, and away I go. I'll be playing that this afternoon, I would imagine. But yes, that'll be pretty much me for the week. What about you then, Georgie boy?
I mean, I have to admit that Prime Remastered has got its hooks into me.
Yeah, you've got me a bit, because I'm sure I've got.
There's something about the ambience and the kind of solo experience of it that I actually find quite endearing. And I think that vibe is nice. So I'm going to explore that. Probably a bit of handheld, probably a bit of on-screen action. I was looking forward to a lay-in tomorrow and get stuck into some gaming from my bed, but I've got to get up at the scratch of dawn to record a flashy bee with you devil. So I'm excited for that. Do we know what year we're going to do? Because I might do some research this afternoon that might funnel my games playing activity.
Yes, I do. I'll let you know afterwards what that'll be. So I don't want to divulge yet because obviously don't forget Flashback is releasing on Tuesday. So you've got a couple more days to wait for that. It's the new Tuesday release window for Flashback. So I'll let you know off air on that one.
Okay.
So we don't spoil a surprise for people.
Which they get the minute they open their podcast provider on Tuesday and it says August 2003.
Yes, so argumentative today. Oh, dear.
Okay, so next week, right. Where's OG Tom?
He's offered a special mission somewhere, I would imagine, for a Queen. It's Majesty the King, I should say now. This is 007. His Majesty the King. What did I say?
Her Majesty the King.
Well, either or. Yeah, so what are you playing? More U-boat, I would imagine. Or are you now?
I've been a bit burnt by that. It's a lot deeper sim than I give it credit for.
Now you've killed half your crew.
I might go back to that and have another go at it. And obviously these submenus and whatnot, they're so overwhelming because just sailing the boat is actually in itself quite hard. Adding all the submenus. Now, when I selected it, it did actually give you a couple of choices about how deep a sim level you wanted to go. And I saw the first one, dismissed it, and actually went for the middle one. Actually, now I'm thinking...
What, there's even a harder way to play it than what you're playing it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how deep does it go? What, you got to go to the toilet and eat food? And
I don't know, maybe play it in the bath. No, it was a lot more of the sim aspects kick in. A lot more. So I have some control. So I need to tell, and it's frustrating because you need to tell your crew member to turn on the air cleaning system. But you'd think that everyone would know what they needed to do when you dived.
Yeah,
you wouldn't dive and be like, what's happening? Why can't I breathe? Johnny, have you turned on the aircon? Oh, no, I'll turn on the air scrubbers now, boss. Yeah, no problems. Like, every time we dive, we need the air scrubbers. I wait for you to tell me. This isn't going to work. So one of the more simpler ones is where you have even less crew involvement. So I think when you dive, they will automatically sort it. If you say load a torpedo, they automatically do it. That sounds a bit more of a
compromise because they would do in real life, wouldn't they? So
yeah, so I'm wondering about coming back out, knocking it down one level and playing it like that. So I'll feedback on how that goes. Other than that, you know me, it's a Saturday night. I'm probably going to get a little bit crazy and start playing a PS1 game for no reason.
Yeah.
Until 4 a.m, and then doing Flash UB after 2 hours sleep.
What a show.
Banger. It's got classic written all over it. I've had a decent amount of sleep, so maybe that's why this episode's off the boil. I don't know. Is it off the boil?
I don't know. See what people think.
I'm always paranoid. The haters. They hate me.
I think they hate me. Oh, you're the CEO. You're the
No, it's not how it's stressed up to me. It's not how it feels.
Yeah, I think you're all right. Once I'm pushed back into the background and just got a little desk job, just sorting out the merch and the Discord and bits in the background, and
I think that's probably what we should have called Flashback, actually.
And when you get Colin Moriarty on, and there's you two, as the biggest show in the world, and RGT, where's my tea? I said 1 sugar.
Colin's got a restraining order out against me, to be fair, so.
It was justified, to be fair.
It was. It did go a bit far.
Yeah. I mean, I nearly got one against you, so I hate to think how Colin got on. Yeah.
I just get so enamoured, I get a bit carried away.
Yeah, but standing outside his living room window while he's trying to record, sacred symbols was weird. Especially with no clothes on.
Especially since he's on the second floor when he records.
Exactly. Where did you even get that ladder?
I bought it from a Best Buy on the way there.
just you in a pair of Converse.
Yeah. So when the police got hold of me, they were like, "What happened here?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just a bit spontaneous." Like, "Where are you from?" Britain. Right. I don't know if there's anything spontaneous about getting on a flight to specifically Virginia, to specifically to this Best Buy, to buy a ladder of all things. And then
Where's your
spontaneous.
clothes?
Something about this in adding up, and I'm not Sherlock Holmes, Mr. Newton, but yeah. Anyway, all said and done, I think that leaves us here. So, yeah, some Flashy Bee research, some U-Boat, some Metroid Prime, and I think I'll be a very happy boy.
Nice.
And that, I believe, is all we have time for this week, listeners. So thank you for your time. We look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being given an official controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, RGT.
Laters.